You are about to listen to Only Fools and Collecting, a podcast for those who like a good moan about figure collecting and don't mind naughty words.
Hello everyone, I'm back and we are back. We are here on episode 64 of all things, on a lovely wet and windy Thursday night. Let's be honest, we should talk for probably 3 hours tonight. Look at them, great guys. Any backdrops and bases, oddly enough, because the clue's in the title. Hit them up, great guys, fantastic, amazing people. So yeah, go forth and order backdrops. They're all good. So tonight we are joined by Shane from 16 Figure Focus. Hello. And
evening, sir.
All right. And obviously Pete, who's here every week, who very kindly saved my bacon last time because I was hanging out my arse with COVID, and I didn't think any of you fine people deserve to really see the terrible sight of me that ill. I was absolutely bollocks with it. I couldn't have feigned interest in anything. I had no motivation, didn't want to do anything.
Yeah, it was a good show, and thank. And obviously we had Andrew from Iconic Studios on. So again, as ever, he's always great to have on the show. So thanks to those guys.
Yeah, it was a good show. I'm about a quarter of the way. I'm so far behind on podcasts and everything. I've not even got all the way through my own show.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
The way. Yeah, it is bad. I'm about a quarter of the way through. So yeah, I've got to catch up on that. So look, let's start off as we do every week with the cool shit we bought.
New this fortnight.
So go on, Shane, you kick us off with your 85 and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'm glad that you're fully mended and you're not dosed with the vid anymore. That's good. Obviously, thanks very much to Ian and Pete for having me, and thanks very much for putting me. The two lads, it's always good to chat collecting. And again, I said to the lads backstage that. I'm not going to pretend to be cool. I'm fucking delighted to be here.
Yeah, no, you're very welcome.
Sorry, I presume we're swearing, are we?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
yeah,
you're on the swearing show. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you know, I don't know, was it like just a long day at work or something? But you asked me to show you a picture of my Mark 85, and I said, oh, I haven't taken any, but I just it's literally right here in front of me.
You could have taken one there. Yeah, yeah. You can hold him up to the camera if you want.
This wasn't just for show. This was just like. This was genuine brain fart. It was like, oh, sorry, I don't have one. Yeah, so bit of backstory behind this. This piece, I straight away pretty much don't tend to dopo, but like I pretty much dopoed the clean Mark 85 back in when was that? 2019 when it was released because I loved it, or when it was announced. And then I saw this version, and I have a tendency towards battle damage. So I couldn't resist this, and I got onto the Sideshow and basically said I wanted the battle damage one, and they basically said I could cancel my order, transfer the NRD in without getting stung, so I didn't lose my NRD and I just transferred onto this.
That's cool.
The whole Tony Stank debacle happened. I paid it off. I had it on the payment plans, been paid off for like over 6 months, and so then I see Toys Wonderland. I know that's a dirty word, but they dropped it down to like 246. So and I remember hearing on a stream somewhere that if you get onto Sideshow, if your figure has been delayed by like 3 months or something, you can cancel and keep your NRD.
Correct.
And I just got Toys Wonderland and saved like $150. I know like there's the shipping charges, but you're probably the same as me. Shipping for a normal figure from Sideshow is like $40. Yeah. Yeah. And I think I paid $60 to ship this from Toys Wonderland, so it was like it was a no-brainer, and it worked out. So yeah, I think this is an amazing figure. I love the battle damage. I love the head sculpt. I know a lot of people are posing it in the kind of typical, I am Iron Man snapping pose, but honestly, there's so much more you can do with it. Like, I'm just loving this lobster claw, and just so I think is it a lobster claw? And
yeah,
like,
I think so.
And the other one's like the sword from
blade
Halo
or something.
Mm.
Yeah, but no, I'm. It's actually really posable, and I love the way like you can drop down the legs and move this up, and then move these little bits out of the way. So I'm really happy with it. It's beautiful. And I haven't.
The engineering on it is fantastic.
Yeah,
100%,
they're always really good.
Happy with it. So I got that 2 weeks. The mustard trooper
right
last night, because I have the ketchup there, and I was like, okay, my choices are either, I think you have to have 2 or none.
Yeah.
So I was like, right, are you going to sell the incinerator trooper? No, I like the incinerator trooper. So yeah. I took advantage.
Yeah,
of
it's nice. You got a really clean display there. Mostly one,
thank you.
or maybe 2, 3 figures for some. Are they DTOFs or something similar? Are they?
Yeah, they're just DTOFs. I actually just, myself and the girlfriend moved into our first home in September, and when we were looking for houses, the first thing I did was look at the small room and measure the walls. DTOFs I could fit in. So spoiled. Like, I'm delighted now. It fits 5 details on some risers. Pretty much takes up the majority of the wall. Looks nice and clean. I'm really happy with it. And Luke lights inside there, so I'm lots of gratitude. I'm spoiled. Yeah.
Tell us a little
bit. The YouTube is called 1/6 Figure Focus, so there's no numbers running. It's just ONESIXTH Figure Focus on YouTube. 1/6 Figure Focus. I do have an Instagram as well. It's just at 1/6 Figure Focus, and I have a Twitter. I have 1 follower on Twitter. I'm really proud of it. I know who he is as well. His name is Keith. He's Irish. He's a good lad. So someday I might double that too.
You've got to start somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's at OS Figure Focus. So I'd love to have 2 by the end of the show. But basically, like a lot of us, forms myself a light box over Christmas, and started just doing a lot of photography. I kind of knew the basics of photography anyway, very basic, very amateur, but just applied that to figures and really enjoyed it, and set up the Instagram. And I set myself a target at the start of the year to try and hit. I know it doesn't really matter, but I'm just that type of person. I like to set targets. That I'd hit 1,000 followers before the end of the year, and I'm on like 834 today, so I'm happy with it.
There we go. So everybody get on it, get this man up to 1,000.
That'd be great. But the main thing is I'm enjoying it. But then from there is actually, Marco from Collecting Weekly. He streams with them sometimes.
Yeah.
Yep.
We wrote on the Scale Scavengers Facebook page. Oh, I got a subscriber. But
nice.
When we moved into the house, and I was we putting together the DTOFs and putting them on the risers, I just kind of documented the process, and every now and then I popped them into the 6 Scale Scavengers page, and when I had it lit up, they're with Luke lights, and Marco kind of commented going, "Oh, I really like the clean setup. Like, how did you hide the wires?" So like, I'm a teacher. That's my I teach chemistry. That's my my job.
Yeah, cool.
So for me, it kind of makes more sense. Like, in terms of understanding, I could back and forth comment, kind of like you were saying backstage. It's good to chat. I could have just like messaged him back and forth on the thread, but instead I just took a video and explained what the shelves were and what the risers were and what the boxes in the risers were and the Luke lights and some pros and cons and how it's wired into a hub. And it was like a short 3 to 4 minute video, and just DM'd him.
Who makes those lights?
Luke. They're called the Luke lights. They're just called the Luke lights. If you just Google Luke lights, they're specifically for DTOFs. They have the aluminium channels with the diffusers.
I've seen it before. They're really good.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
they're clean. They sell out really quick though. I remember I actually saw them on Jeddah's channel, and he did a video on it, and I just, like a lot of people, we borrow bits here and there from different displays and put them together. So they're I was really happy with them. They're relatively easy to install. They're kind of custom made, a little bit on the pricey side. They do sell out quick, so more than likely they're probably not in stock at the moment. You have to go on and put your name on like an emailing list, but they do email you. I still get the email saying they're available. Like so. So basically, Marco then we messaged a lot. That's on Facebook and Instagram. And when I started the Instagram for photography, and I was saying I was toying with the idea of starting a YouTube channel. He was just really encouraging and really supporting, like him and like actually my girlfriend were the only two people I ran the idea by, and they both were like really supportive, going, yeah, just go for it. You know, what's the worst you got to lose? And I'm just really, really enjoying it and blown away by like I suppose support, just people like yourselves allowing me to come on and talk about collecting, because none of my friends collect, so you need that kind of like
same thing.
Something drops and you're like, you don't understand how good this is.
I need to talk to someone about how excited I am, or how shit I think something is.
Exactly. It's because I said it on basically any stream I've been on. If anyone's seen it before, they're probably going, oh, this guy again. But like, I love collecting. I love photography. I get like a lot of people, you look at something on your shelf, you're like, man, the head sculpt on that Mark 47, or I can't believe they went and made the blazer and the hoodie and the headphones for that Spider-Man, or but the main thing is just being able to have conversations with other like-minded collectors. So if you're into, I presume if you're watching this, you're probably into 1/6 scale collecting. If you want to check out 1/6 Figure Focus on YouTube, or on Instagram, it's at 1/6 Figure Focus, or on Twitter, I now have two followers.
So it looks like one of them might be CM Chunk. He says, my pod just followed you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's OS Figure Focus, but that's pretty much the channel. Loving it so far. Really, really enjoying it.
Cool. Yeah, nice one. Cool.
Yeah, nice. Good to have you on the show anyway. So feel free to tell us anything about any thoughts and stuff as we go through the show. So so this is me.
Excellent.
This is my new this fortnight. If you're a chemistry teacher, you could probably explain to me how a Ccfl light works.
A Ccfl.
That's what these are. It's cold cathode fluorescent light. This is what we.
I actually can't see them because I'm soloed. I can't actually.
Pete still left you on solo cam.
All right.
Oh, sorry. There you go. He's taken it off. There you go.
My internet dropped out when I came back. You're talking about light up lightsabers, and I'm like, don't see one in Shane's collection. I'm pretty sure he has a solo cam.
Yeah. And
so
I was. Go on. Sorry.
So this is my new this fortnight. So I've been people who watch the show know that I've been making my own Ccfl lightsabers for a couple of years now, and dabbled around, and obviously up until now I've just bought the the green, red, and blue for the kind of the main trilogy of colours for the lightsabers, but you have to. I haven't found anywhere in the UK or anywhere near that sells them, so they have to come from China.
Right.
So I ordered them online, and one lot they accidentally sent me some a pink tubes instead of whatever I'd ordered. So I messaged them. They said, "No, you're fine. We'll send you replacements." So ever since then, I've wanted to pick up a cheap sideshow mace so I can make his lightsaber, because obviously he's the only one that's got a pink lightsaber. So I've been watching them on eBay, and it's an okay figure, but it's an old figure, so I didn't want to pay a fortune for it. So I finally bagged this guy for £67 on eBay, and went to work on the lightsaber. I think he looks pretty cool.
So you made this?
I make the sabers, yeah.
Wow. And like how exactly is it like? So how do you go about that? Where do you even start? Like,
so they mainly sell the lights. They're the sort of lights that boy racers put under their cars and in their dashboards and stuff. So they come in a hard plastic tube, because that's a glass tube. So it's quite delicate. So they're encased in this plastic tube with a power, and you're supposed to plug them in and car. So what you do is you put put a blade on your little drill, and take the top off the tube, and then very carefully extract the tube, and then you've basically got I suppose a negative and a positive. You've got a terminal on either end of the tube. So one on the top end a wire runs down the side of the blade, as it were. So then basically it's just a case of getting some thin wire, wiring up the two things on there, and then you connect it up to a little transformer box, and then you just buy they recommend like a laptop charger. Just buy one of those, chop it off, wire that up, and then the tricky bit is obviously you drill out the lightsaber hilt.
The hilt, yeah.
So that you can get enough of the blade inside there, and then you drill a little hole in the side, so your little cables go into the hole, and then you just drill enough so you can pull that blade in, so that obviously you don't see, there's no gap between the end of the hilt and the lit blade.
Gotcha.
And just dab a glue, stick it in. I do a heat shrink plastic tube over it, just to give it a little bit more protection. If you just happen to catch it, it's got more chance of surviving than if it hasn't got that on, because they're really. I've made some
as well.
Yeah. I've made some for some people, but some of them are broken in transit, and no matter how well you pack them, it's a bit of a tricky one. So I don't tend to solicit it as a something. But he does look really cool. And he's the only guy with that colour lightsaber, so finally managed to get one.
Well, if Hot Toys ever release a mace, you might get a lot of orders.
Yeah, definitely. Because there was that Toy Master one, Toy Works Master or something. There's one came out, but you don't see them for love nor money. So
no, they're like rarest rocking all shit.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But actually, this isn't bad. And all I've done is I kept the body. I just had a spare fat suit that I took off Pennywise, so I stuck that on him, because he wasn't fat, but he's a bigger guy. He wasn't slim.
Yeah.
And then just obviously put the clothes back on, but kind of just cinched them in. Futzed with them. Couple of safety pins in the back just to get it all staying where it needs to be. And actually, it looks pretty good, to be honest.
Sideshow Mace is probably one of their better older human figures.
Yes,
because his head actually doesn't look that much bigger.
No, it doesn't. I suppose because he's not got hair, it probably helps, doesn't it?
It evens itself out.
And in that picture on the right with the lighting, it takes out a little bit of the kind of the basicness of it as well. So it's a good, it looks pretty good on the shelf. So I'm slowly collecting all the different lightsaber. Well, I've got all the different colour. The only one I haven't got is yellow, but I'm not doing the sequel stuff, so I'm not having a Ray. But I will eventually track down at halfway decent prices, maybe one day. Dooku, Yoda, Obi-Wan, although he's about to go through the roof, I guess.
That's going.
I mean, as if he isn't expensive enough as it is, but yeah.
I saw one on the groups the other day, 450 quid.
Yeah, it's on there today.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That's mad. That's £50 off what I bought my first car for. Yeah.
And I had that figure, and I sold it on because I wasn't that impressed with it. I think with the Inigo sculpt you've got now, then it's a banger. But
the Hot Toys sculpt ain't great.
No, it's not. So anyway, I love making the lightsabers, and any chance I could get now to pick up a Jedi and do the saber is
you're straight on
fun.
It.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
About yourself then, mate.
So I've gone a completely different way with what I'm collecting at the moment. A little while ago, I remember I said I bought that artist proof Orc Meganob by McFarlane. So I did it, And then as I had COVID, I thought, do you know what? I'm not going to do any commissions. I'm just going to, because I'm not in the mood, like I'm just going to paint something as I started to feel a little bit better. So I painted up the Mega Knob, and then once I was allowed out of the house again, I went down to that Retro by Ronnie shop and traded in my Power Rangers. You know, the 6-scale Rangers I had? Yeah. Traded those in, and they gave us 370 odd quid for them. So I was like, brilliant, thank you very much. It's a bit less than what I would have wanted, but at the end of the day, they're a shop, they have to sell them on, so fine. And while I was down there, I had a wander down the road, and I walked past the Warhammer shop, and I was like, I used to play this when I was a kid. My mate still plays it, and he paints them and plays them, and he's very good at it. And he keeps telling me how much it's changed and how good it was. So I had a little wander in, had a little look about, and then I was like, okay, they do these things called combat patrols that are like 150 quid's worth of models shoved into like an £85 box. So I thought, well, all right, I'll dip my toe, I'll buy a combat patrol, and I'll make it and paint it, and if I feel like it, I'll play it. Well, by the time I got home, I'd ordered the codex to go with it and phoned my mate up and said, right, I'm going to have to give you a game at some point. But I'm enjoying painting something a bit different. Because I usually paint 6-scale heads, and this is kind of where I first started painting stuff. I've been really enjoying painting them up. If I can get my internet to stabilise for 2 seconds, I can actually show you one I painted.
So what height is this? How big is this figure?
These are, so that's a big one, right, compared to most.
Yep.
So that's a 6-scale head that I normally paint, and that's kind of the size difference. So the heads are shit ton smaller, but there's so much detail in them. Played like 10 years ago, and the model kits were pretty detailed then, but they're nowhere near as they are now. Like you got these things like that, these big like fucking I'm gonna fuck you up, full of chainsaws. You know, what more do you want? So I've started to collect those, and I keep looking and I keep going, oh, okay, well, this model's only £20 and this one's only 30. Well, maybe I can...
Slippery slope.
Yeah, exactly. Because the thing is, with my 6-scale stuff, I'm always like, well, if I buy an accessory for this or something like that, it's like 30 quid and I'm getting like a tiny little gun or something. Well, I get a whole fucking squad of stuff. So, I've cancelled a lot of pre-orders, and I'm going to shift my focus between building and playing 40k again, and still collecting 6-scale, but being a bit more focused on what I actually want to collect. Because I think, looking at the last year, I just pre-ordered a shit ton of stuff, and actually a lot of it was just caught up in the hype. Like there was a lot of Mando stuff I pre-ordered that I've gone and cancelled now, because actually, did I really want it? Do I need it? I've also got a finite amount of space. You know, I've got all this behind me. Like, so I've got another one you can't see. There's another row. That side, because my camera's flipped. So I can only get I've only got another 3 cubes. Plus I've got the DeLorean and that, which I've had to move upstairs to be able to actually work down here and have a proper streaming setup. So I've got the Back to the Future stuff on pre-order. I've got the Asmus Ash coming soon. Whenever Asmus decides to release that, like, you know, send it off to Lee. But even that, I've just lost all excitement for that, because I looked at a lot of the reviews, and it just looks gash. And normally I treat stuff like that as a bit of a challenge, where I'm like, right, I'm going to get this shit figure, I'm going to see how much I can paint it up and see how it looks. But I don't even think I can be asked. Like, the base looks cool, but it's like 350 quid, where I'm like, it's a lot to spend for a fucking base, you know?
Yeah.
So I think 40k might be for me to carry on collecting something and having the odd 6-scale but fast forward a couple of months and I'll be like, nah, stop doing 40k, and I'm all 6 scale again. Like, so I'll see if it sticks. So
was that Ash from the Evil Dead you were talking about? Is it?
Yeah. I'm a big Evil Dead fan, and the Ash is just, it looks nowhere near as good as the promo.
Right.
A lot of controversy around that one.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's one of those things. The more reviews and the in-hand photos I see, if I was just getting the standard, and you could get the standard for about 150, I'd probably be okay with it, because then I don't mind upgrading to a Feis and doing a few other bits and pieces. But because I've ordered the Deluxe, I've got the big Dio, and the Dio is good, and all the other bits are okay, but the Ash figure himself is just gash, just doesn't look good.
Yeah.
So when I kind of think spending 350, then having to go down the road of either upgrading the body, repainting bits, weathering it all, I'm kind of like, that's not the type of money I want to be spending to then be arsing about with something. So, tricky one. It is a tricky one. So I'm not sure. Luckily, the invoice hasn't cut. I've got a little bit more thinking time, but I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about it, if I'm honest. So, yeah. I mean, wonderful problems to have, to be fair. There could be way worse problems to have.
Yeah.
Got to turn my camera off again because my fucking internet don't like it. But yeah, so...
I mean, obviously, I was debating... I was debating whether or not, to kind of address, wider global things. But I think everybody knows what's going on, and obviously we know that this is all frippery and this is all fun and everything. But there's obviously some very serious stuff going on. But we all know what's happening. There's no point in kind of, talking about it on here. Really, just I hope everyone, wish everyone the best of luck, and we'll just, if this little show puts a smile on your face, if you've been worrying about stuff that's going on, then that's kind of what we're here for, really. So,
yeah, well said, Pete. Right,
thank you.
Let's have a look at the amazing amount of stuff that's come out. Whole 2 things. So let's go into. Oh no, I clicked something.
New this for new releases.
I tell you, you can't tell I had COVID, and I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing, can you?
No, it's no different from before, really. Yeah.
No, exactly. I could just blame it on COVID this time around. Cool. So, new releases. We've got the Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn, the mallet version. I hope that's not the Timmy mallet version. This is £100. What do you guys think?
I don't like it. I hate the film.
I don't like
I only just got around to watching the film last week, and I thought it was awful, and I slept through half of it. I'm not a fan. I don't think the sculpt is too strong. I think the other one that's coming out, the one with the tape coat, looks better because it's got a smile on it. But no, I'm not into this whole Harley vibe, and I don't like that outfit. So yeah, it's a pass for me, definitely. What about yourself, Shane?
No, just absolutely zero interest.
Mm-hmm.
The only DC films I've enjoyed since The Dark Knight have been the new Batman film, The Joker, the James Gunn Suicide Squad. I did enjoy a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was fun.
And it was, maybe Man of Steel aspects of Batman vs Superman. In general, I haven't really enjoyed them. I haven't seen this film, and I know I shouldn't judge a book by the cover or the trailers, but I don't think I'd enjoy it. I don't think it'd be for me. I don't see Margot Robbie in this personally. I don't think it looks like her. Like I actually, as I said that, I was waiting for someone to correct me, going, "Oh no, it wasn't actually Margot Robbie in this movie." I just don't. I don't see it. And the joints, is there a joint? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty.
It looks like a kind of a bad third party, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm the same. I just don't like it. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't a fan of film. It was okay. It was worth a watch, but didn't do anything really for me. But I don't mind the head
Margot
sculpt
Robbie.
so much on this. Yeah, she's alright. I don't mind the head sculpt so much on this. It's the fucking horrible arms. But then I suppose it's catch-22 because we went down the road of silicone arms, they'd rip within like a week, and then everyone would be complaining. It's just not for me. It ain't one for me.
Yeah, and I think it's just because with the female bodies,
the small sculpt is better.
The joints just seem that much more visible. I think because the arms are thinner. You know, they seem harder to get away with than with the male body. But yeah, Ryan said the Suicide Squad version is still the one to get. Yeah, I mean that's a great looking figure. I've never had it in hand, but that is a cool figure.
Is that the one with the boots? And does she got a baseball bat?
Yes,
and she has the really exaggerated kind of smile. That's a great figure. In terms of like if you want like females in your collection, whatever, they nailed that head sculpt. Like, you know. Yeah,
I have considered picking up, and she seems to be going for quite a lot of money now.
She's pricey.
But I didn't have anyone to, I didn't. It would have been standalone, but I think
I get you.
It's definitely up there, sort of in Hot Toys sort of top 10 female figures. I think
the red dress from Suicide Squad, the second one, is the one that a lot of people are hoping for. I don't know will they do it now, but it's strange the way they did King Shark, and the Peacemaker kind of looks like the Suicide Squad version. But it's funny how that they have the license for Margot Robbie. They tend to like the Harley Quinn character. I think the red dress one, a lot of people would, if they did it right, that could be a hit. But wait and see.
Cool. What else we got? Not sure if we've got Ian. He's
we have the I'm drifting. I don't know what's going on with my internet today. It's been absolutely fine all day, not a problem. And then the moment we go live, everything just goes to shit. So
it's always the way.
While I have been having technical difficulties, I have just ordered a Wi-Fi. Yeah, I have just ordered a Wi-Fi range extender. Just to see if that makes a blind bit of difference.
I've got one in here, to be honest, in my room, and it does work really. It does work really well. I was a bit sceptical, but it's made a massive difference. So hopefully it will.
The thing is, how many shows are we on? 64. I've never had a problem.
Yeah. No, I know.
They're good ads. They're good ads.
Daft Toys. So this is the the main thing is I can hear you guys absolutely fine.
So looks really nice. Ian's had some of their stuff, and the tailoring looks really good on the Daft Toys. And I think if you're looking to be honest, I mean I guess it's to go with the Bale Batman, but I think you could kind of run that with any Bruce Wayne really. Whichever head sculpt you want on that, it's going to look good. Looks nice.
The only two third-party figures I have are their Daft Toys kit, and I'm really impressed with them.
Okay,
The Daft Toys Bank Robber Joker, and I think it would give the Hot Toys one a run for its money. I've got the Daft Toys Bane kit, not the stock exchange version, the more traditional version of Bane.
Yep.
And with a Fison M35. I saw Justin's reviewing it, and I compared it to the Hot Toys one, and the way he had it set up and the poses he had, I was like, man, that looks legit, because I wasn't a fan of the Hot Toys one, but I'm a really
he couldn't do the holding the crossed arms.
I'm not a fan of jointed. I know everyone has their preference, but me, I'd rather take seamless and just be careful about how I pose.
Me too. Like we had this sort of debate on the last show with a couple of the guys, and I said, I've got a Conan figure, and I couldn't imagine not having that on a seamless body. And they're not cheap bodies, but at the end of the day, you can replace it. So I am a fan of them. I think they're really good.
The seamless.
Yeah, seamless bodies, yeah. And I've not really had any problems. I mean, I have had an elbow go, but that's with one that I've really played around with and used on, several different customs, and it's eventually just gone. But
didn't just randomly spontaneously.
No. It didn't just standing there and it just split. No, I played around with it too much, I think, and which is fine, because that's what you expect from them. This suit was good. £85. You can stick a £20 body under that because it's a suit, so you don't need to worry about that. And really, whichever Bruce Wayne head, I think it would look good. With any.
If you're picking up the DX19 or something,
that looks nice. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Cool.
I'm really impressed by the tailoring on this. I know it's just a photo, but like if the real thing is anything like this,
from what I've heard of everyone that's got them, they seem to deliver on what they've solicited. So I think that.
And they found the kind of niche in the market. Like they're not doing full figures; they're doing like the head sculpt and then the outfit, and
outfits and stuff.
It's a nice niche. Yeah, because the two I have now, I have no intention of picking up like the real bank robber Joker or the real the real Bane or anything. I really like the and
it probably cost you twice as much, and probably not getting anything, and possibly getting inferior. Because these are a long way. They're years on from the originals as well. So and the level of tailoring. On the mass level has improved hugely. Like So Toys are doing really well.
Impressive. It's so impressive.
There's always been those incredible custom tailors out there, but you'd be paying £700-800 for this suit. But I think the level, the mass market level is really high now. It's really good. I forget the make of mine, but I bought one for my indie. Like I had a civilian indie. So it was more like a 1930s, 1940s suit, and I was blown away by it. It was, really nice. So, I think it was Pop Toys or someone like that. So it was. That was.
Yeah, it's really impressive, the attention to detail, and like it must be so difficult, even like if you're trying to make a 1-to-1 replica of the Bale suit, the attention to detail would need to be on point. But to do that and then shrink it down, and make it not look like it's puffing out with the sides.
Because you've got three layers there: the shirt, the waistcoat, and the jacket. So it's very impressive. Yeah,
I definitely would. I almost got the. I had a Joker. The first two Hot Toys I got were from the Dark Knight. I think it was the very first Ledger Joker they released. It wasn't the DX11. It wasn't a bank robber. It was just the straight up purple jacket one. Came with a knife, a few banknotes and cards. That was it. But I have I think it was something about the lapel that never sat right, and it was starting to look a little bit aged. Still a great figure, but I ended up selling it on because I am anticipating that Joker 3.0 like a lot of people. So it will be done. I nearly got the Daft Toys version of the purple jacket Joker with this, but I decided, I'm going to hold out and be patient, and hopefully Hot Toys will do the 3.0, and if it's better than the DX11 but has the kind of same amount of accessories and the same likeness, great. But there's probably something we're going to talk about later on the show.
There'd be another option, but it might be
a fair
bit pricier than what we're used to paying for Hot Toys. But So anyway, so that was it for the new releases. So I'm going to chuck us into coming soon. Oh no, that's a banner. Where are we? Here we go.
Coming soon.
Okay, so we're going to jump straight into the meat and potatoes of this show. You Can't Move for Batman. He's on the big screen. He is the hot property in figure collecting. Whatever scale you're into. McFarlane's banging them out. Mezco, Hot Toys, Prime One, Queen Studios. He's everywhere. So we got the official releases from Hot Toys. So there's several different flavors of this figure. So we've put them in their MMS number ranking, just so it's a little bit easier to follow, because it can get a bit confuse me a little bit. So first up, we've got so here's the different ones. So we've got MMS638, which is the standard version. Looks good. Comes with the Bruce Wayne head sculpt, some different bits and pieces, blah blah blah, and then obviously we've got the MMS639 Deluxe version. So I mean, if you haven't seen the movie, there's a slight spoiler in that box, red exclusive box, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. So there's an extra little bit to his outfit. There's a like a diorama stand. I think is it like a sticky bomb gun or something like that, and this backdrop. So yeah, what do you think, Shane? I think you've seen the movie, haven't you? I saw it yesterday.
I have, yeah. I'm going to see it tomorrow as well. So,
brilliant. So what do you? Is this a figure that you'd be looking to pick up?
100%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll give a bit of context on that. Like, I loved the movie. I'm still, I know it's inevitable. People compare them. I still would lean toward. I prefer The Dark Knight, to be honest. I think The Dark Knight is a better film, but I did love this. I'm glad they made it. I'm going to see it again tomorrow.
Yeah.
When I saw the suit initially in the trailers, I wasn't gone on it, and I'm still not my favorite. I still put Keaton or Bale's suits ahead of this.
Yeah.
Personally, but it's a very practical, tactical suit. Didn't mean to rhyme there, but when I saw the release of this, the teaser photos from, I think it was Secret Base.
Yeah.
I think it was, I saw the bat signal and I was like, well, yeah, I probably won't get that, but I'd like to get a Pattinson Batman. But when I saw the movie, and when I saw that they released and gave you the option, but to get the signal, I will be picking it up, the deluxe version with the signal. I think Hot Toys have hit it out of the park here. Yeah, I think they've hit it out. I think that's the one to get personally. I think they've knocked it out of the park. The head sculpt's on point, the 3 interchangeable mouthpieces, the wired cape. Hopefully it's good. You don't have to get a custom. The diorama base that lights up 2 different ways. The accessories. I don't want to go into the spoiler bit you're on about, but I still think that's very, very cool. And the little accessories as well. But yeah, I think this is a home run, and I haven't pre-ordered it yet, just because I'm kind of getting away from pre-orders. I'm waiting until things get a bit closer. But yeah, it's going to happen, definitely.
I've been very tempted. My mouse has been hovering over to place an order, and I don't know, there's something just keeps pulling me back. But I think I might end up picking it up, just because, like, we'll talk about it later. But I really enjoyed the movie, and I think that, as you said, the suit seems to work really well. In the fight scenes and stuff, he moves really well in it. It's got a great kind of silhouette on it and everything, and I like the collar. I like the high collar kind of around the neck, it's interesting. Like, the mask reminds me very much of the Gotham by Gaslight one with the stitching. So it'd be interesting to know whether they kind of took that from that iteration. So welcome back in anyway.
For how long? Who knows?
Well, you've not glitched yet, so we might be on to a winner.
Not yet. I keep looking over at my Wi-Fi signal that keeps going, yeah, you're okay. No, you're not. No, you're okay. No, you're not.
Shit.
So
what do you think?
Knows what's going on. I really like it. I would have pre-ordered, but with Warner Brothers handing out licenses the way they're going, I'm hedging my bets. I'm going to wait, because I think this is going to be one of those figures that the whole world and his wife does, and there's so many different versions that I think if I don't want to just jump on the Hot Toys one, just in case. So
you're thinking you might even go bigger. You might go like a statue or something. If
I keep looking at all the companies that are coming out of the woodwork saying they're making 6-scale figures and have said we're going to do the Batman, I'm just thinking I might as well wait. I don't think there's any need to pre-order this at all, because I think you're always going to manage to get one.
Plus the window. The window is normally, I'm just judging on Sideshow, normally that window, the dropping window is usually 3 months, usually some sort of a quarter, which you can always add 3 to 6 months onto. But this one, it's supposed to be releasing April 2023 to September. That's a 5-month window. So you have to ask yourself, are they factoring in the delays, or can you add another 3 months and this is going to release late next year?
Yeah. I'm fed up because I do stuff on payment plans and that, so I'm fed up of giving companies my money and they're just going to hold on to it. So I'm not pre-order. I'm pretty much gone off the boil with pre-ordering. After seeing the film, I want it. I want a Batman in my collection, but I'm just not prepared to pre-order. I think everything about it's great. I like the Dio base. I think all the accessories are on point. Can I see myself using or displaying most of the accessories? No, not massively. I like the bat signal. I think that's pretty cool. But I'd probably be quite happy with the standard, if I'm honest. Because how many of you guys covered? You've done the prices on all of them because they're quite expensive.
No, we haven't gone through them. So we got the regular at 235, the deluxe at 295. Then the bat signal is available on its own for 125, and then the Hot Toys, the Batman and Bat Signal, which is this one, 405, and that's plus postage and stuff, isn't it? And fees.
I think it's really clever. They've done the Bat Signal on its own. Looking at all the licensing shenanigans we've just seen, releasing the Bat Signal on its Todd is a good idea. Because if other companies don't do it, and you do go down a different route and get a different company's version, you've still got the option to then pick up the Bat Signal. So I mean the deluxe set is, if you're going down the Hot Toys road, the deluxe set is pretty cool. It has everything that you'd want. One thing I do think is funny is look how fucking close they've got that Bat Signal to the wall to get it to show up on the wall. Who's going to be doing that? I can see the Bat Signal.
It's not going to have a massive throw on it, is it? You're not going to be able to project it onto the ceiling, probably. But
like Econ says, don't pre-order. We don't know the Queen Studio situation.
No.
So
and exactly. And I think we all know that Queen Studios is going to probably be another chunk up on the asking price, but if it's that much better, we don't know. We're basing it on the prices of their statues and stuff. But obviously, if it was £100 more, but the quality was there, then people will pay it. So as you say,
the thing
we need to wait and see what.
I mean, we'll talk about it in a bit with the in-arts and all of that stuff. But if companies are making things and they are selling it directly, look how much cheaper Asmus figures are buying direct with Asmus. Hot Toys sell through resellers and distributors to the rest of the world. If these other companies allow you to buy direct, there's a big wedge there that you're not paying. You're not paying a markup. So it could, and this is what I'm liking about other companies, other licensed companies getting into the 6-scale game, having the same licenses. It encourages a bit of competition. So we could potentially see cheaper prices.
Although if you bought something from Queen Studios, where would that ship out of?
I'm not sure.
Are they
I don't know.
Asia or something? Are they? So
I'm not sure.
But it's interesting. I think we welcome competition, definitely, and Hot Toys have been guilty of being a bit sloppy on some stuff recently. So if it kind of makes them up their game, I mean, I hope it just doesn't drive prices up because prices are insane as it is, and every show we talk about the fact that we're almost out. We're almost priced out of this now.
But I don't see how it would though, because if you look at anything else, the more competition drives prices down. So I can't see other. If at the end of the day, if they want to compete with Hot Toys, they're not going to price themselves out of the market straight off the bat and go even more. And when we look at Hot Toys and we're looking at these prices I got off Sideshow, so £405 Right, that's without paying import fees for us over in the UK and shipping.
Shipping, yeah.
That's
import fees, man.
Yeah,
and obviously this one's going to be a heavy.
We're the same.
It's going to be a heavy bugger. This one.
Yeah.
So
it's a heavy fucker.
You need those points.
Yeah, but you're paying the Sideshow markup on that because they're not a charity. They're a business. They buy it, they sell it, they have to put their markup on. If you're going direct to a company, like all those fuckers queuing up outside Secret Base buying the day one pre-orders, they're not paying what they charge you for it. You know, you're paying the markup for them to stand there and queue up and all of that.
We know
exactly.
That, yeah.
So but like we said many times before, if Hot Toys wanted to take that risk themselves and sold in different territories by shipping directly from themselves, you wouldn't pay a massive markup. You still pay your import fees because I know it's an unpopular opinion. It's tax. When Starbucks does it, we hate it, but we're quite happy not to pay tax. You know, you pay your tax and you pay your shipping, but you're not paying a markup. So I can only see it being cheaper. But that's only if obviously they're shipping things out and distributing themselves. If they go to Sideshow and follow the Hot Toys model, I think it's going to be about the same price.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well,
that's my little rant.
Yeah. Watch the space. Well, it's good if Queen Studios came out at a very similar price, but they were offering more and the quality was better. Then do you think that would drive Hot Toys to kind of say, okay, well, we can't compete with that, but we'll go in at a slightly lower price?
I think Hot Toys are comfortable with what they're doing because you got to remember that, again, Hot Toys look at secret base price. They don't give a shit what everyone else puts on top.
No, you're right.
So for them,
and actually,
probably,
secret base price, they're probably quite reasonable. Quite a you're right.
If everyone could get it at secret base price, they'd be skipping down the road, high fiving people on the way home on the night bus. Like it's not you'd love it.
No,
but
exactly. Yeah,
that's the thing.
Very very true. So just to sum that up, so we've got MMS 638 regular, MMS 639 deluxe, MMS 640 bat signal, MMS 641 deluxe plus bat signal. So that's the whole shebang. If you're into that.
I mean, they've gone balls deep into it.
And then we get this. What do we got here?
The bat cycle. The whole 2 seconds of bat cycle.
Yeah.
270 out July to September 2023. It's nice, but it's not for me.
No, it's a nice looking bike, nice looking model, but as I say, it's not without it's not a sport. It's not iconic enough for me. I don't think.
Look, we're not going to spoil it, but let's just say for a large chunk of the film, he has a bike, and this ain't it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
or is it with a different front on it? Like
Yeah.
So it's just before I saw the film, I was like, I want Batman and I want a bike. I want Batman. I want a bike. Saw the film and now I'm like, I want Batman.
Yeah, I think it'll probably sell because there's a lot of people always asking for. They always want Hot Toys to get back into the vehicle game.
Apparently this is an accessory.
Yeah,
that's how they list them. Hot Toys 6K accessory. That's a pretty big batarang. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's funny the way it's a vehicle. Like we know it's a vehicle, but they're listed as an accessory, which is quite funny. I find. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, go for it.
No,
what are your thoughts on it, Shane? Would you be looking to buy this or?
No. So with the suit, when I saw it, and I still think it's definitely not my favorite one. But one thing which is a testament to Hot Toys is the suit. I literally knew nothing about the film. I saw the 2 trailers. I didn't rewatch them. I didn't watch any Easter egg spoiler things. And then I went to see the film. But because it's dark and he's moving so quick, you don't really get to admire the detail. And when I saw the Hot Toys photos, I was like, wow, that is amazing. The detail they put into it is second to none. And they really do it made me appreciate the suit more because I get to, go through the stills and look at the little pouches and the cowl and everything. And I definitely, the figure because of their attention to detail, made the suit grow on me. Still not as much as Keaton or Bale, but definitely did. With this, I was like, no, this is just a 1/6 scale black motorcycle with little ears. It looks like it's kind of dressed up for Halloween and wants to be a bat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I have to say, I did a pre-order preview on this today. I haven't actually posted it yet. And there's one angle where it's perfectly from the side. And I almost did a U-turn in the video. I was like, oh, that looks lovely. If there's, it's just literally, if you're looking to imagine the bike perfectly from the side profile and it's really like slick back, it actually does look very well. But no, it's not a pickup for me. I have the new Bat Pod on order. And for me, that's more, I love the design of that. Yeah. So I'm very happy for the people that have been crying out for this. And it's $315. Sorry, I'm in dollars. Or £270. It's relatively cheap. I thought they were gonna. I did not think you were gonna get this for less than north of $400, to be honest. So I think a lot of people are gonna be very happy. But yeah, it's a pass for me. I'll stick with the deluxe version of Batman with the bat signal, and that'll be a nice paired up on a floating shelf or something like that. And you never know. Put in a proper LED in that, you might actually get a meter out of that bat signal. You know.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. The thing is, I think bikes are a smart move, vehicle-wise. Yeah. Because they fit in most people's display cases. You can get them in a detour, albeit they're angled, but you can get it in there. So it's a good. I think it's a nice option for people who probably can't get the Batmobile, because that Batmobile quickly became a very cool car for me. I wasn't remotely interested in it till I saw the film. Now I'm like, I like that.
So isn't it funny how that works?
Yeah. I saw pictures, I saw the Lego set, I saw like everything about it beforehand, and I was like, just looks like a muscle car. After watching the film, it's like, no, that's the Batmobile. That's not a muscle car.
Exactly.
That's the Batmobile.
Yeah.
Like I find it, like if I listen to, say, if I like I'm a big music fan, right? And I love Rage Against the Machine. But like if Rage Against the Machine didn't exist and some teenager said they're starting a band, and I was like, oh, what's your band's name? They're like, oh, it's Rage Against the Machine. I'd probably start laughing. Because it's the music that makes the name kind of cool, whereas it's what the Batmobile does and the chasing does, which makes it look cool and makes you appreciate the design more. So I was exactly 100% agree with you, Ian.
Yeah, and it's got it feels alive. It feels like it's an animal, a bit of a beast. It's got its own kind of personality. And just to go on to, I love the music in the in the Batman. The score is fantastic. I've been listening to that in the car for quite a few days, but also like the Nirvana track in there that plays a couple of times. The sets the mood just fantastically. It's really really good. Loved that.
So while we're on Batman, they've all Hot Toys also teased the Batmobile. From the arse end of it looks good. But
it's probably not the only thing in the movie that looks good from the arse end. We're gonna get you cancelled, guys.
I mean, Patterson does have a nice arse, to be fair.
The boy's got some cakes.
And Gordon.
Yeah.
I knew I should have clarified my point.
Look at that. Mark Pearson says, we'd love to hear Shane sing some Rage with that sweet accent. Do you sing, Shane?
No, definitely not. I recommend watching any of my YouTube videos with subtitles, lad. I'm not going to lie. When Ian said we're going to get into the meat of potatoes, I got a bit excited.
I
was like, yes,
hang on, that's
potatoes.
It's right up my alley.
How often do you get to hear an Irish guy saying potato?
Brilliant.
Come on.
Brilliant.
That's a treat for me. So I mean, ordinarily we'd go, that's cool, and again, like, it's good to see that Hot Toys are getting back into the vehicles, but obviously we have a friend of the show, Yost, from Jazz Inc. Dioramas, who's been posted. We'll have a look at it in Custom Corner, but he's been posting a lot of pictures of his prototype of the Batmobile, and we all kind of figured, because he's now got the contract with Warner Brothers and everything, that they'd come to him, as the the man
the
to
vehicle
come
man.
to for exactly, and that he would have the the license for the 1/6 Batmobile, because I figure that he's not just building it for himself for fun and then going to go to Warner Brothers. What do you think? So he put on Facebook, asking people's opinions on whether or not he should still go ahead with his one, because he had no idea that Hot Toys were, and as we'll see in the next slide, it may well be somebody else is making a Batmobile as well. So I don't know if you guys kind of looked through I saw there was about 600 comments on Yoast, so I didn't get into what people were saying, but
I had a scan through when there was a lot less than that, and people were very keen to buy his version. The only thing is, if I was him, I mean, as he said, Hot Toys and the bigger companies will produce it cheaper. The only thing is, look at how much everything is getting. The price of everything is jumping up. Right, so at the moment we've not been hit by these massive increases in like gas and electricity and cost of living and all of that. So at the moment, people can stand on their soapbox and go, "I support you." They do the old Hunger Games, all that kind of stuff. Like it's that they will go, "I'm with you, Juiced." The moment they can't afford to fucking heat their houses, that Batmobile will be
And let's be realistic.
Hot Toys are doing it like a couple of £100 cheaper. They will jump, but they will just bail.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be 1,000, probably 1,000, based on the previous Yoast Batmobiles. You're looking at 1,000, £1,100 probably.
Yeah, so if we look at the other Batmobiles Hot Toys have chucked out, if they can do it for say £500, people are going to go, "I love you, Used, but I can't pay that." So I worry that people are going to go, because he said he can still make it. So by the looks of it, Warner Brothers are just chucking licenses out left, right, and centre.
Which is a bit disconcerting as a manufacturer, isn't it? Because that's going to cut, especially with Yoast, with he's that niche, and as you say, he's got a very very dedicated fan base and everything. But as you say, his Hot Toys it's 700, his Yoast it's 1,200, and
that's the thing,
because the DeLorean was about 800, wasn't it? 700-800. So you figured it would be about that sort of price. I know it's not as intricate, but even at that price, it's quite a big difference if you're if you're not swimming in money.
Yeah. So like Doc says, he's already said Equan says Warner Bros. Probably letting everyone make their product because Hot Toys barely makes any DC figures. Yeah, I suppose when you look at, say, particularly 6 scale, there's not a lot. There isn't a lot. You look at some of the smaller scales, but then you look at some of the smaller scales. Look at 1/12. We've got McFarlane making Batman figures. We've got Mafex. We've got and these are all different Batmen. Maybe Warner Brothers said, well, why can't we do that with 6 scale? Why have we got to give the license to just one person?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I like the fact that more companies are coming out and saying, we're going to make that as well. We're going to make that. We're going to make that. We're going to make that. Because, like I said, the more people in the market that are making things, more competition, that generally drives price down. That's generally how it works with everything else. So. And plus, we've said for ages, Hot Toys are very good at what they do, and they are top of their game. But let's be honest, they're not exactly like figures that last. There's things that they need to improve on that they haven't because no one's challenged them. Where's their competition?
One thing, those batteries don't last.
No.
Yeah.
I have 3 letters for you, Hot Toys. U, S, D. If there was one wish list, I'd sort out those, get rid of those.
Oh, definitely. And obviously, we have
the pleather and things like that.
Yeah.
Pleather,
And we have to say that obviously Hot Toys has history with teasing vehicles and them not coming out, or like with the Back to the Future 2, it did eventually come out, but it was on that list of stuff they teased and never brought out, the Falcon cockpit and bits and pieces. So there's no guarantee, and obviously, with all the competition, it may not come to fruition, but it's interesting that they've just gone, here you go, who wants some of this?
Everyone fill your boots.
Yeah, exactly.
I think this will come out. I think in thinking about 7 to 8 years, a lot of people will be very happy. It's 7 to 8 years when the trilogy is finished. Like,
yeah. That's assuming they don't just write it off in the next film and straight away it's another one. But while we're on the Batman train, Queen Studios announced their in-art 6-scale figures, and the first one they're going to be doing is the Ledger Joker, and they've also said in the Q&A that they will be doing the Batman and a Batmobile.
That's...
I mean, the Ledger
would that be
looks
the
good.
Tumbler?
No, it'd be the Batman.
Batman.
So everyone's assuming it is the last Batman we've just seen. So I mean, it seems for me it's weird that they've gone Ledger Joker, the Batman.
It does. Yeah.
Because to begin with, I was like you, Shane. I thought, well, do they mean like
the
Bale
counterpart?
Batman? And because if I'm honest, at this point, I don't want a Ledger Joker. I've got a Ledger Joker. I'm happy with it. It's not a DX11 because I think those are fucking trash. They've aged terribly. It's way better. Like, you can kit bash a way better Joker.
We were talking a little bit about this.
I've been so patient. The first two Hot Toys I ever got were Batman and Joker from The Dark Knight. It was the Batman from the Batman McGinn suit that he had for the first like half an hour in that movie, and then the Joker, not the DX11 or Bank Robber, the regular, had a knife. Sold it on, was starting to age. I wasn't gone on the coat, and other newer figures were starting to really outshine it in terms of quality and proportions. And I said, right, I do think they're going to reissue that 3.0, so I'm really hoping for that, because I do think the DX11, I would agree with you, there's something about the head sculpt I never entirely got behind. And I'm really, I know you have one. I'm really looking forward to getting a proper 1/6, whether that is Queen and I have to pay a bit more for it, or it's Joker 3.0. I'm very excited to see.
And obviously this has got the rooted hair, so that's a.
But the second photo has sculpted.
So it looks like it's two sculpts.
Oh, right.
I've heard it's two sculpts, one rooted and one not.
Okay.
So it'd be interesting to see how the rooted one can be. Because obviously these are promo shots.
It looks really good there, whether you need to do some major, hairstyling on it. But I mean, I've got on record as saying I'm not. I can't see all the hype for the Ledger Joker. I like the film. It was a good performance, but I've never wanted to own the figure. But I think if I did, I think the rooted hair, if they nail it, is a real, is a real plus, because, his hair's a massive, iconic part of that character, and I think the rooted hair just takes that sculpt, to the next level there, really.
Definitely.
So it looks good.
So, and at the same time, they've also teased whole other lines with this silhouette. So we were in the chat, we were looking and we were thinking, okay, so we've got Gandalf, Legolas, a Ring Wraith, obviously Ledger Joker, Neo. No idea who this one is with the knife. No idea. I think Steve said it's got 80s vibes to it.
We know now, don't we?
On the right, that's Dune, isn't it?
It's Paul Atreides, from Dune.
Is it?
Yeah.
His hair wasn't that big.
No. I think it's misleading.
We are talking about
Paul
Atreides from the last film, not the one in the 80s.
Yeah, from the last one. But I think he's got his back to you, and I think he's got a high collar on on that jacket, hasn't he? Because I've seen another picture of it, but I think it's definitely him. It doesn't like, it's a weird. The rest just are iconic. You can know who it is, but I think he's got his back to you. So which
I'm not sure how iconic Neo is from Matrix 4 now.
But,
we'll give
that
it
film,
Keanu Reeves in general.
Yeah. I mean, this. I know you talk, Ian, about competition's good and all this kind of thing, but this sort of thing upsets me because obviously I'm I'm a massive Lord of the Rings fan. I've got my my fellowship, and I'm quite happy with the Asmus figures. I've got the original Legolas release, and I've got the Gandalf with custom sculpts, and I love them. But if they bring these out and they fucking nail them, but they're like $500-$600, of it's always going to be that thing where, well, do I sell up 2 other figures to buy it, or do I just have to kind of be in a place where I'm happy with mine, knowing that there's better ones out there, not £1,500 customs, but I need to know my limits, and I'm not really in that league to be paying $500-$600, if that's what they turn out to be. If they're not that much more expensive, then but obviously then it does affect the value of the figures you've got, and it doesn't bother me. I didn't buy them for an investment, but obviously if you want to upgrade to these, so I don't know. There's part of me that says brilliant, and another part that goes, oh, why? Because I might have to buy them.
But that's probably how everyone felt when Asmus started doing Lord of the Rings stuff, and all you could get was the DID ones. Like,
yeah,
it's the same. It's the same kind of thing. We've all had figures where better versions come out, and you have to, you like say, you make that decision. Do you want to upgrade, or are you happy with what you got? I've got a Sideshow Gandalf that I repainted, and I'm perfectly happy with that. I don't feel the need to go and get a Crown Series. Mm-hmm. So it all really,
the Crown Series isn't that great,
isn't it?
But they might nail this, and then you think and unfortunately I've got too wider breadth of I can't just, if I was only into Lord of the Rings, fine, I could just keep upgrading them. But I like Star Wars, I like Lord of the Rings, I like indie, I like 80s stuff. So I'm not going to be in a position where I can say, right, actually I'm going to sell all my RoboCop stuff just to go Lord of the Rings, because I've got, I'm not that focused in on just one IP. So, Mark's only taken Aragorn because Asmus Head is a miss. Yeah, it is. And if I didn't have the ACI one, which I think the head sculpt's are right, people don't like it, I would be like, bring on an Aragorn. But
so the head sculpt's shit. But you got to remember, we've also got that secondary market where people part figures out. Mm-hmm. If you're perfectly happy with the one you've got, but the head sculpt needs upgrading, then you pick up the head, didn't you? So for me, more choice, more options. It's always better. It's a win for me. The more people that are making licensed figures, the better. Because at the moment, we all know how much cheaper stuff like So-So Toys and all that is. So it'd be nice to have some more direct competition.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you in a way. I think the problem is the way that obviously the world's going with the prices and everything. I think in some ways I'm looking for reasons not to buy figures, which isn't what we should be what we should be on here talking about. But it's kind of like that's a bit where I am at the moment, and the less things that come out that I like the look of, the better at the moment. But
I just started buying 40k stuff because 6 was starting to get too expensive, so I was going to slow down. And it was a great time because when I bought all that fucking Warhammer stuff, none of this existed. This wasn't there. It was just Hot Toys was your only real choice for most 6-scale stuff that has the licenses that I want. Like if I want 6-scale Star Wars, I have very little choice other than Hot Toys. Well, now it looks like there's the potential for other companies to be getting licenses the same time as other companies, and I've got more choice. Got more choice, and choice is always a good thing.
I think the Queen Studios here, I have nothing to base this on. I just think from looking at their other work, if they're doing 6-scale figures, I don't imagine they're going to do like a DX11 on the Joker and give him like a chair and a table and a shit ton of accessories. I'd imagine they're going to keep this simple. They're going to nail the likeness, be it the sculpted hair or the rooted hair. They're going to nail the tailoring so that jacket sits right, because I know a lot of people would argue that the jackets haven't been great to date. And I think they might limit it, and the price will be a bit higher. I do think that they're not going to directly try and compete with Hot Toys in that price bracket. Like I'd imagine if they're going down here, they've done some market research and kind of know that they can't just go head to head with Hot Toys. I don't know how you feel about that. I'd imagine it could be limited, a bit more better on the likeness, but the trade-off maybe there won't be the same amount of accessories. Again, I've nothing to base it on. It's just a hunch, like, you know.
You know, and it's like, it always interests me that as the prices continue to rise, that there seems to be no slowing down. There's always people prepared to pay the extra money. And at what point do these seriously, you know, get out of the affordability of, you know, the vast majority of collectors? You know, and you do see a lot of people selling up their whole collections quite, you know, over the last few years for all sorts of reasons. And I think part of that is because people feel that they've been priced out of it, and that, you know, that their collection at the moment, they've got that, but it's kind of stuck. And if there's things they want to improve or they want to add on, and they're just feeling like, well, you know, it's just not justifiable anymore. So it'd be interesting. I mean, obviously, you know, these price hikes don't seem to be affecting. We don't know, but you assume they're not affecting sales too badly. I don't know. It's you know, we're definitely feeling the pinch, and we're in a much sort of weaker position than we might have been 3-4 years ago in our collecting, you know, our ability to add to our collections. But
it's not necessarily a bad thing. It kind of makes you focus on what you want and what you don't want.
It does, which I've done, and I can't get it down any less, you know. So, but that's just me. That's me ranting. That's, you know. But yeah, no, it'd be. I am interested to see what the Lord of the Rings figures. You know, I mean, obviously the Ring Wraith, there's not a lot really they can do that's any better than Asmus or anything else, because there's no face sculpt. But obviously Gandalf, I think, as much as everything else is great on the Crown series, I think that the head sculpt isn't great, mainly because of the rolling eyes. They're too, pretty much every shot you see of him, he looks like he's got this black hole in his face.
Too sunken in.
Yeah. And obviously Legolas, if it's fully...
Sorry, go on.
No, we haven't seen anything. Just coming soon, doesn't it? And obviously Legolas, if it's rooted hair, that could be great. But then obviously that does drive the cost up. So yeah, I'm interested to see what they look like. Definitely.
Same.
Yeah.
If they're like anything, I know they've only teased those 2 images of the Joker, but I was looking at, the first thing I looked at, really, obviously I looked at the head sculpt, but then I was looking at that coat. It's sitting nice.
Yeah.
It sits very nice. Like, I'm really excited to see what the final prototype images look like, and the obviously the final product. But I am curious about the price. I can't imagine that this is going to be $300. Like, I don't see that happening. I don't see them falling into that bracket, like, of roughly what a 3.0 would be. I think maybe it's limited, but I think the price. I'm bracing myself for the worst. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see a reduction in price until they're established. Once they're established, and then there's a bit more competition between the two, that's when I think we start to see prices drop. But at the moment, there's no competition, so you know their first figure will very much be suck it and see if people go for it. Because again, as well, like if they are too expensive and people don't pre-order, they soon go stick to statues. There's no money in it. Yeah. So it's catch-22. Yeah.
They've got to knock out the first one that they release, whatever one. It's looking like the Joker now, but whatever one they do go right, this is now up for pre-order, whatever. That kind of has to be a slam dunk. Yeah. Otherwise, there could be maybe people go, oh no, overhyped, and maybe they forget first impressions, I suppose, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe they're going for that market that John's always on about, that, you know, he wants 6 scale figures, but he wants them limited and numbered, you know, and he'll pay extra for that. So, you know, obviously if they feel that there's enough of a market for that sort of thing. I've never been like that. I don't like I don't like the elitist side of stuff. I'd like everybody that wants something to be able to own it. And
Yeah,
not,
I don't really mind that either. I think it's just, for me, I don't have a representation of that Ledger Joker, and I love that performance. I love that movie, so I don't really care if it's limited or not. But if the images are good, and I'm happy with it, I'd be like, yeah, you know, and the price is not ridiculous. I think this could be a done deal. But then our Hot Toy's gonna see this and go, oh, better roll out those 3.0s. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They've got form for doing that, teasing something just to stop another company, or buying a license and just sitting on it so no one else can use it. So we shall have to wait and see.
A new player in the 1/6 game anyway.
Yeah. So back to the same old. We have Hot Toys with whatever the fuck this is. This is the Peacemaker at £215 at May to June 2023. So I've seen the first 3 episodes of this and really like it. Oddly enough, the only sculpt I think that looks slightly like him is probably the one with the tongue in it, but I think that is exactly the same as the sculpt on the right. So I think
just with the swap out tongue,
so I think the tongue helps, but I just they do these sculpts that are full of expression, and I like the fact they've at least given it a go. But I just think any time they do a sculpt like this, do what they did with the DX Mall. Give us 2. Just give us 2 sculpts. One screaming and one standard, so at least you've got the choice. Because
why has he got 2 different helmets?
He has different helmets throughout. Different helmets of different abilities.
Oh, he swaps in and out. Yeah, I'm a bit indifferent to this. I don't mind John Cena, but it didn't do anything for me in the movie. I wasn't really a fan. On the left, he looks like he's doing the hacker, like the Maori. You know, he's got the tongue out, and he's. It looks weird. It's a very weird looking figure. I mean, obviously, you know, it's true to what's on the screen, but I don't know. I don't care for it at all, to be honest.
So this may be a spoiler, but he actually has an eagle and not a turkey, as Hot Toys have depicted it.
It's a very underwhelming eagle, isn't it?
They can't do animals for shit. They fucked up Einstein, and the basic eagle from a kid's play set that they're throwing in.
Goose wasn't great either.
No.
No.
They don't do good animals.
No, they don't.
They're like those animals that you buy, like kids, the little farm set.
That's
it. They're one pose.
Ones,
Yeah. Well, the Hot Toys factory knocked them up as well. So just take a couple out the set and repaint it.
Yeah, they're not good.
It's not great. It's pretty underwhelming, really. It's not one for me. I hate that joy. See, any figure that's screaming out for a ridiculously oversized silicone body is this. The joint in the arm just ruins it, and I just not a. I mean, the tailoring looks good. You know, some of the good points are the tailoring looks good. That's really the only good point.
Yeah, it's like
some of them, or one of them.
How they duck in and out of having seamless arms and not having seamless arms, or seamless bodies on some figures
really
and then not on others. Yeah, what's going on there? You know, there's no real reason why some of the, you know, like one of the Harley Quinns had seamless arms and now they don't. You know, unless they've heard all the stuff about them breaking and ripping and they've gone, oh fuck it then. I don't know. It seems
sometimes they kind of go, this would be really good for seamless, go jointed. This would be terrible for seamless. And they just do the opposite. Like, they just completely do the opposite.
Yeah, it's very inconsistent, isn't it? It's weird.
Yeah.
And again, it's an easy. If you really love the cat, it's an easy one to do a body swap on. But that's an extra, you know, 70, 80 quid on top of wherever he is anyway. Well, how much is he?
He was
215. So
215, yeah.
Take you up to 300 quid putting a fight
plus postage as well.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 250 by the time you've done everything. So
you got to love
this.
doing that.
Yeah. Now this next one, I'm very tempted by. which is the SSR Kingdom Come Superman. The Deluxe is 395 and the Standard is 275. This is at Q2 2022. Now, I'm not interested in really the Deluxe because I don't want the Farmer Joel Superman.
No, it's a weird look. You know, he's like it in the comic, but I mean... But
yeah,
no,
for
I love
one panel in the comic and they get a whole fucking figure on it.
Yeah.
But the actual, the Kingdom Come...
Oh, it's fantastic.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
I do.
I mean, we know SSR are expensive. It's a 275.
Yeah, just hope that his ears don't turn up snapped off when he arrives. I mean, that's the only problem.
Companies having issues getting the replacements for those.
Yeah.
So and because the thing is with these is they're not. So when you normally buy a third party figure, it's all factory done and it's more of a production type thing. These are more a batch of custom figures. Like the sculpts are resin. They're not not like molded plastic and so they are kind of on a slightly different league to other stuff. Yeah. So which they try to use to justify the 275. I mean that is expensive, but then if you did go down the properly custom route, 275 you wouldn't get anywhere near it. You probably get the head sculpt and the tailor and the suit. Yeah,
exactly. And if the suit is as nice as it looks, then and you got the fearsome body, it's it's an iconic look.
Have you seen the So Toys one?
Oh, with the Brandon Routh one.
Yeah, I forgot to add it to the show sheet. That looks good.
Oh, we talked about it on the last show. We had it on the last one.
Oh, okay, it was on the last one.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good option.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Representation.
Yeah.
If you want to go down like the live action route. But yeah, what about you, Shane? What do you think?
No, this isn't for me. I do read the graphic novels, but like I'll probably fair weather. Like I pick and choose what I read. Yeah. I have been advised by Lael on multiple times to read Kingdom Come. Like I've been given homework to do by him, so I am going to go away and read this because I'd like to see the context and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that feature Golden Armor Wonder Woman? By any chance?
I can't remember. I think it does.
Linked when that figure came out.
So.
But look, I can definitely see I suppose with the head sculpt, a very kind of comic book look to it. Like, and I think is the cover or is the way it has a poster in the center similar to the cover or something?
Yeah. That's it. No,
he didn't have. The only difference is he didn't have broken wrists in the comic.
Oh right, yeah. Gotcha. No, this wouldn't be for me now. But
does the stand? I mean, I should know because I did the slides, but I just wondered the standard has that got two heads? Because if you look at the one in the middle, that's very much Alex Ross, But the one to the right of it, where he's flying, that's very much Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah,
much more cartoonish. But I don't know if it comes with. Obviously, the Deluxe comes with the old man beardy one as well.
Is it the angle though? Because it's lit.
Yeah, it could be the angle, but it looks drastically different. It looks very much like
I think it's the angle more than anything.
Yeah,
else.
I think it is, which is interesting.
Like,
But it's I'm just having a quick look. I think it is just the one head, but
it will be for the standard. I think.
Yeah, it's funny how it looks so different. But I like it. I think 275's a bit. I probably won't jump on it, but I do like it.
It's a bit rich, isn't it? So we've also got the Storm Collectible Scorpion. Get over here! For 180 quid at Q3 2022. I really like this. 180 I don't think is too bad in this day and age. Those joints on the arms are fucking horrendous.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, most people are having this like that. They're not having it in a museum pose, so you could you can kind of forgive that. Because at the end of the day, Storm Collectibles just scale up their 1/12 line.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't have many complaints about this.
No, it's cool, and obviously a lot of people were anticipating Sub-Zero to kind of go up against him.
They've teased it. They've shown a picture, but they've not put it out for pre-order. So,
cool. So we know he's coming.
Definitely pair them up.
A lot of people will pair them up, and it does look really cool.
This one for you, Shane, or
I played the computer games. I wasn't a big gamer growing up, but I played the computer game. This and Sub-Zero would be probably two of my favorites, but it's kind of like the Spider-Man PS5 line. I'm happy that I'm not into it enough to commit, because I know it's a money pit. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
So it's
another bloody
Yeah, I know if I played that game, even though I'm not a gamer, I know I'd love it. So I'm just strategically stepping away from
sticking away from it.
So no, this.
And I was very much Street Fighter. That's what I grew up with. Yeah. So for me, Mortal Kombat was cool. It was always the one with the blood and the guts and the skulls and stuff. But I'm not really emotionally attached to Mortal Kombat. I get you. But it looks good for what it is. You know, if that's what you're collecting.
Apart from the joints,
I think it's cool.
Like the joints.
Yeah. They're bad. I mean, they're worse than pretty much any other jointed body that I've ever seen. But
Peacemaker joints are bad, but this is
this is a different league. This is horrendous.
And Eddie was saying about swapping the body, but I think that all the elements are all attached, aren't they? Like the gauntlets and the they look like they're not.
Oh no, I wouldn't swap it. No, that slide off.
You reckon?
Yeah, they won't mould all that into, because you got to remember they've got to get reuse out of the body.
Yeah, so it may well be
so
that you could just buy a £20 figure with joints and it'd still look better than this. So
just swap the arms over,
it's a cheap body swap, not so seamless, but it would still look better than that. But it's good. It's good.
And then while we're on people who like to beat the shit out of other people, we got the present toys. Punish Man Frank.
Yeah, the Punished Man.
Which is the Punish Man Frank, which is brilliant.
I know, it's brilliant. I love the titles they come up with. They're great.
Yeah. So this is £145 out Q1 2023. It looks okay. I'm not a fan of the bowl cut on the right hand side, but
the Dumb and Dumber
looks
version.
fine. Yeah, but at this point, I'm just thinking, who wants this? If you want this representation, you probably already got it by now.
Yeah. So is it two complete head sculpts? It's not a swap out hair piece, is it? Because one looks like it's got a little cut on it. So you've got like a battle damaged one, and a clean one possibly. Although he's probably always got something going on in his face, hasn't he? I never watched this. But for some reason or other, I'm not a massive fan of the actor. I think it's because of Walking Dead. And I hate that show now, and I just think of so I wasn't a fan of him in that. Maybe I should give it a go. People say it's good, but
it is good.
Having never watched it, I've got no.
I really like The Walking Dead, and I like his character in it, but he's he's a prick, but I like him.
Yeah. Present Toys again, knocking stuff out cheap.
Yeah. It's funny because there's all these because we talked about it, didn't we, a while back? We went through all their pre-orders and stuff, and obviously the indie still hasn't dropped, and yet Toys Wonderland have been invoicing people and saying it's shipped, and then kits coming, 1/6 kit saying, well, no, it's not even out yet. So there's a lot of mystery surrounding that figure. When is it coming? Because it's one of their most anticipated ones. It's just a bit funny that we've not seen it yet, but no, this looks alright. You get you get the minigun, which is cool. Yeah,
it is what it is. £145 ain't going to offend anyone.
No.
Now, we all like a comfy chair, Pete.
Oh, it looks beautiful. Yeah.
So X06 are doing the First Contact Enterprise chair for £170. And then they did say in the description that they are going to sell the Dio separately.
Yeah.
But there's no pre-order or price for that.
No.
So I think you kind of need the Dio if you get in the chair. 170 quid's expensive for a chair.
It's a lot of money for a chair. I would have thought that they'd put if that's just a cardboard backdrop, they should stick that in with it, really, because otherwise, you say on its own, it's a little bit. I mean, I had the QMX Kirk's captain's chair, and that was okay. But obviously, I did put a bridge backdrop in, because you've got to have it really. You've got to have context. As you say, it's a lot of money to not get the backdrop. I know. I know that it's
sitting
got.
in it, you don't really see it, do you?
Well, no, exactly, because it's got the lovely light up panels on the arms, but you're not going to see them. It's a bit like the Emperor Throne, the Hot Toys one. Most of the lights and stuff are covered up, by his hands and what have you. But I like the fact that they're doing such a range of stuff with Exo 6, and I follow, the forum on Collector Freaks quite closely. Nanjin's always in there, teasing stuff and talking about stuff, and he's now talking about having like 3 levels of figures. So like with the Cisco, which is imminent, they talk about having like a regular one where you've got possibly a the main figure and a couple of accessories, possibly like one like outfit change, like a different jacket or something. Then you'll have like a bare bones one, a bit like the slim releases from Asmus, where it's literally just the figure and nothing else. And then there'll be like a third price point, which is like a deluxe. So you get everything that's in the regular, but you'll also get some like specific sort of episode centric different accessories and stuff.
I like that approach.
Yeah, I do actually, and particularly people saying like if they want to double up on figures, to just be able to buy the figure like literally on its own with a couple of hands.
Well, if you want to collect all the captains, there's certain ones like you probably get like a Janeway just to fill the lineup, but you wouldn't want to spend a fortune, so you just get the slim.
So I think they're pushing the boundaries quite nicely on, and obviously showing that you don't have to necessarily have this massive gap between pre-order and actually getting the thing in hand. They're very short kind of windows. So it's good. I like it. Look, USB cable included.
Excuse my language.
They're learning.
So are you a Star Trek fan? Do you like the Exo 6 stuff, Shane?
I think this looks great, and I do think there's something to be said for just presence. If you have just that one figure to go with it and the counterpart, just having him on a throne, whether it's the Okandan throne or the Boba Fett in the throne or the Emperor or whatever, I think this looks great. I'm not a Star Trek fan myself. I think the last time I watched Star Trek was Next Generation back in the 90s, like the early 90s with my parents. Some definitely good memories, like on a Saturday it was on. But I don't collect Star Trek, but I do think this. I like this. I like little touches like that. The USB, the bit of presence, and I think it'd be nice then if you had a Picard to go with it, and that'd be cool.
So they also tease, an old man Picard from the new
old man Picard,
Amazon. From the old, from the new series of Picard on Amazon. From the little tiny bit we can see, it looks pretty good. So that'd be interesting. Because
we've got Locutus coming out as well, so they're going pretty heavy on Picard.
I mean, it makes sense to hammer.
It does.
I'm not sure
how popular the old man one would be, to be honest, because it's not bad. I quite enjoyed the first series. I've not watched any of the second series yet, but
watch the first episode because they're out every Friday.
Yeah, it's not his most. It's not the one that I'd jump to if I wanted I wanted a Picard, to be honest. But
well, at his age, he can't really do much. So it's not like it's the Picard that you know.
No, exactly.
Let's put it this way: he does a Boba Fett, doesn't he? He doesn't do much because he's not. He's a bit past it.
And he's
technically not now, is he? Because he's not. Is he not now capable of doing
Picard or Boba Fett?
Well, Picard. He's like he died, didn't he? And he's in like a synthetic body. Like
yeah,
data.
but they explain that away at the end of
They
the series.
incapacitate it, so he's got like a cyborg body, but it's like of a 90-year-old man.
Yeah, so they effectively just gave him a natural, because he was going to die early. They gave him a natural, like another sort of 10 years. His body will decay like a normal,
right? Okay,
a normal person. So that's how they got out of the. Well, why is he not bionic Picard?
Yeah, why is he not able to leap tall buildings in a single bound? And all that
exactly.
Stuff, but yeah.
I must have missed that episode.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it was right at the end when he wakes up. But yeah, so that was effectively everything that we saw that we thought we'd talk about that was coming up. So we got to that point where we were going to say a big thank you to Backdrops and Bases and run their little advert. So here it goes.
Backdrops and bases displays are printed directly to substrate on foam display board using UV matte inks, so there is no fade or glare. The nameplates are precision etched using their in-house laser machine. They offer a very bespoke service designing displays and nameplates to your requirements. You can contact Backdrops and Bases via their Facebook page, Backdrops and Bases.
Thank you, gentlemen. Like we said at the beginning, hit them up. They're very nice people, and they sort you out any backdrops you want. So now we've done that.
I see a man in front of us that could do with some backdrops for his. What's your thoughts on that, Shane? And obviously, you like a really clean look.
I do like a clean look. It's not for me, but I was admiring the work. Like, it's hard not to. I just admire that like creativity that people have, where they're able to put together a diorama like that and just make it work with the figures, like the one with the turtles and Shredder and the foot soldiers and the Rogue One. And I do admire and appreciate the skill. I just personally prefer the clean look. I'm boring.
Well, and again, you said earlier, right at the start, that part of the joy for you is for photographing them as well, and obviously that's a lot. That's a lot easier if you've got a single figure and it's in a sort of perfect lighting rather, and you've got the box. Whereas obviously you can't really take that diorama and put it in the light box and stuff like that. So it's we all collect for different reasons, and it's just personal preference. Definitely. So the
nameplates that they do are pretty good. If you like the museum, I've got a few of them for some of my Lord of the Rings stuff and that, and they do.
Yeah,
are
they
are metal?
Really nice, actually.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah, it's all etched on metal.
That's a really nice touch.
Yeah. And then they've got a clear acrylic back, haven't they, with the bits that slot in, the little standy bits that slot in, and they're really nice. So
that's a nice touch.
Yeah. So let's go into my favourite part of the show, which is shenanigans. What? So we have some shenanigans this week. We've gone for weeks and weeks and weeks. Yeah, we went through weeks of everyone behaving themselves, and then all of a sudden, Toys Wonderland come bursting onto the scene again. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a massive fan of the way they behave. But so used put up his Batmobile,
Batwing,
and Batwing. Sorry, he's 89 Batwing, and all of a sudden, Toys Wonderland list it on their website, exactly the same price.
Yeah,
and Eustace is like, what you're doing?
We don't have a deal.
I'd almost understand if they'd put their markup on it, but they literally took it when we're going to sell it for the same price as Jazz Inc.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
What?
What's the angle? I don't understand it. Like what's the angle?
Nobody understands it. I don't think.
No one gets it. No one understands it. So
don't get it.
So Jazz Inc. It's Jazz Inc. which is used puts up a post to say, look, please don't order, because you won't get it, because we're not selling any to them to then resell. So I'm not sure how it works with Warner Brothers and stuff like that. So I'm not even going to speculate. But you just think when someone like you turns around and says, please don't buy from them. We've got nothing to do with them. We've not sold. We're not, you know, we're not giving them anything. You kind of got to go, what the fuck is going on with them? Because it seems that it's almost as though they've gone, do you know what? It's been a little while since we've upset anyone.
Yeah.
Fuck it, let's just do so. You know, no one's died in a while, so let's go and do this.
Yeah, it's very odd, and you know, even if they were looking to buy some as like individual buyers, to then sell it for the same price, you know, without the shipping they've paid and everything. So it's just very weird, and obviously then very quickly it got taken down. And
but
it's not
is that the thing?
But...
Like I do buy from them. I again, I have no loyalty to any of these companies. That's kind of like a catchphrase at this stage I use now. I want to buy X. Okay, you go to the site, you go to 3 or 4 different sites, you pick out, you know, where you have points, where you have the discounts codes, the shipping, you calculate the tax, all that jazz, which we all do. Sometimes they work out cheaper, sometimes they don't, even factoring in their ridiculous shipping.
Yeah.
Is it possible that we're going to sell at the same price and then have a massive shipping cost, which, and out of the shipping cost, only half it actually goes to DHL and the other half goes to them? Is that possibly
that's all I can think that they do, because if you look at stuff, if you look at, say, their second batch DeLorean, that's really cheap. And you kind of think, okay, like you said, am I going to get stung with a very, very hefty shipping fee?
Yeah, exactly.
Because the Ecto One is $1,700, and I know, I think the shipping on that is $1,400 from them, as far as I know.
Yeah. So
which is the price of the first Ecto One.
Yeah. You know, we know shipping has gotten more expensive, but it's not that expensive.
No,
do you know what I mean?
No.
So, they're back in the shenanigans section. I thought it was probably worth a mention because it's just such a weird situation for it to be in. But
I still buy.
I mean,
I still do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we would, but we've had different, you know, experiences with them. And I think when they first launched, I was happy to give them it. Like, we both bought a couple of bits from them. Some of your stuff took forever, didn't it? And
I could never get it right. However, whatever I'd bought from them, no matter what shipping option I went for, it would always take fucking forever. And this was back in the day when you could order something from Hong Kong and it would be there by the end of the week. And it was like, you'd be sitting there like a month later, you'd be like,
and they've not
this is express shipping. It's not even like,
and then
it's not in it.
And it's in the air for 4 weeks and stuff like that. So there was always some shady stuff.
So the next thing I ordered, I went, right, I'll just do standard. And that was a month as well. And I was like, okay, I can't even be bothered.
And that was when they were doing like free shipping for standard stuff. That's before they even started bolting on all this. You know. And I don't know, there's a lot of shady stuff that I would feel, I think I just feel a little bit unsafe with, like, my money and stuff. But that's you know, it's a personal choice, as you say, and you know, really, we're not loyal to, you know, unless you work for one of these companies, you've got no loyalty. You buy it the cheapest you can get it, or the cheapest you think you're getting it. I mean, you know.
Yeah, like we're not saying don't, you know.
No,
don't buy from
just
them.
be aware of that.
It just seems that you can't go through scroll through most groups without their name coming up.
Oh
It's not,
like it's
not all that great.
I don't really like. I mean, that's literally my process. I want to buy item A, and I look at the price on all the different sites and factor in if I have a coupon, if I've got points.
Yeah.
Shipping, everything, and a lot of the time they do come up even with their ridiculous I suppose it's not too ridiculous for me in Ireland, and maybe not for you, because it's Sideshow $40, but a standard figure from Toys Wonderland between $50 and $60 DHL, like so it is more expensive. But if their prices are dropping down is that low, I find most of the time I do still save money, but I know that you don't have the same peace of mind then with someone. Say, I do find, in fairness to Sideshow, their customer service is very, very good. I find, I'll continue to bounce around from suppliers.
Do you look at Toys Buying Agent? Have you?
Yeah, I am looking into that for.
They're very good.
Yeah,
that's my go-to for Hong Kong.
I've heard really good things about them. I've heard their shipping is bomb-proof, and
it's still free. Unless
Pardon?
you hit the two. It's shipping's still free, worldwide free shipping, unless you hit the 2 kilogram mark, and then it's still only, I think, with the classic suit Spider-Man, I think it was about £30 shipping.
Yeah, so that's
over 2 kilograms. So
yeah, but would that be what you would pay with Sideshow? Yeah.
Yeah, probably about. Any standard figure under 2 kilograms is free worldwide shipping, and most stuff I've got. I've never had these ones where people go, "Oh, it was posted on Thursday and it turned up on Monday." I'm not that guy. I'm not that lucky. But normally a week to 10 days. So
in fairness, I'm a pretty patient person. So with toys.
I'm awful, aren't I? Postage Pete. What the fuck? Why? Where is it?
I've got to.
You see, I don't mind as long as I can see it moving through the network. It's when it just sits in the depot. And it's been a week. Yeah. Like at least if you can see it moving, I don't mind it taking a bit.
Yeah. You know, it's somewhere like.
But what I've found through experience is that it will do nothing for a week, and then literally it's out
on your doorstep
the next day. Yeah, it is. So you have to just roll with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shane.
No, I just find sometimes you do have to. I think someone described it as you have to hold their hand a bit, like, and kind of remind them, like, that's supposed to be shipping in March. Why isn't it shipping? Like, and you do. I find you do have to press them a bit on that. But at the same time, like that Mark 85 there, I still hear people giving out in groups that they haven't received theirs yet from Sideshow. So
that was like Mark Pearson with his Rex, wasn't it?
Took
forever.
Oh God, yeah, that was delayed a lot. Was it the Rex? An endgame cap scenario, I'd say, was it? Yeah, it's.
And what's annoying, I think, is that when you've got that and you're waiting, and then there's people selling them for less than you've ordered it for, and you're like, for fuck's sake, which is the reason for not pre-ordering, I guess, which is what we're all saying. Because any new figure, even as banging and amazing as it is, there'll be people selling it within days. And you're going to get one. So
and chances are, it's only been out 3 months. It's not like they've been like mishandling it in that time. So it's like you might as well just wait. Might as well just wait on it. So one thing I did want to talk about, not these fucking people.
Yes, was on this screen because you were talking.
Yeah. So. Like I said, I'm moving more into collecting 40k and moving into other stuff on top of like 6 scale. So I'm purposely going to start slowing down my 6 scale spending. Now I say that now, and you can remind me of that in 6 months' time when I've got display cases full of shit.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to make a concerted effort, go through my pre-orders, cancel the shit that is just a whim.
Yeah. Get a new Wi-Fi router. He's look at him. He's
even when he's frozen. He's frustrated with this weather.
I know.
I wonder, can he still hear us?
Probably. Oh dear.
Maybe a refresh.
Yeah, he left it. Here he is.
Oh, he's back.
Can you hear us?
Here I am. So for some reason, my Wi-Fi decided to just go, "Fuck you, Ian. I'm not working." You're my Wi-Fi literally went, "You're talking bollocks. You're always going to collect 1/6 scale. Fuck off."
Yeah.
Just
even that was like
just cut it.
Bullshit, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like no. It's like I don't fucking believe you. Boom. So I was saying, like, I'm going to try and clear the decks with pre-orders. Only focus on what I really want to collect. And look to kind of fill that void, go for something cheaper. Now, my mate was like, 40k is expensive. Like, it's gone up in price massively. And I was looking round, and like I said, that's 30 quid. Well, I just spent 45 quid on a replacement ash chainsaw that was parted out. And I was like, this seems more 30 quid than that. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I'm kind of looking at other stuff that can fill that collecting void while I
So have you still got many pre-orders? I know you cancelled a lot of them, hadn't you?
So I had about 25 pre-orders, and I'm down to I think 10.
Wow.
I think I've got
still more than I've got. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got the 2 Back to the Future figures.
Yeah.
I've got the animated Obi-Wan and Anakin, which I'm debating after fucking Grievous, just fucking them right off. I've got Snowspeeder Luke.
Nice.
I've still got the Deluxe Mando on pre-order. Although now I've had my armor chromed, I might just bin that off. I think I've still got Bo-Katan. I've got Ash. I've got Patrick Bateman, and there's definitely one. Yeah, there's definitely one more, but I can't remember what it is. Which goes to show I can't really want it that much because I can't even fucking remember it. But yeah, I massively cleared the decks and got rid of a load of shit that I just thought, why am I bothering? You know. And particularly like over the next year, everything's going up in price. So it's like, well, I don't really want to have to be scrimping and saving, and then a £300 figure turns up, and then I'm like, look what I've got. Put another jumper on. Don't turn the heating on. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just seems a bit like
I know.
a bit of a wanker.
Yeah. It's like I'm chatting to like we're doing DIY and doing the house up, and I'm like, right, okay, we've just spent like stupid amount of money on all our windows and blah blah. Got no cash. We can't do anything more. Oh, there's a figure just turned up, and you do feel bad, and it's like, well, you shouldn't, because there's a difference between like the money that you've got that you put into the house and all that stuff, but you've got to have a little bit for yourself. But it does feel a bit hypocritical, and you're like, I did order that one a while ago. So I know what you mean.
Yeah.
That won't.
Very lucky.
Exactly. I'm not that lucky.
Definitely
though.
not.
No,
definitely not.
But yeah, I'm kind of just looking at other ways that I can scratch that collected itch. And still, like, I never not collect 1/6 scale, and I never not do like the 6 scale commissions and stuff like that because I enjoy that,
Yeah.
But I'm quite enjoying painting something a bit smaller that's a bit different, and it just kind of, I haven't turned that printer on in fucking weeks, like months probably, because I'm like, nothing really, because normally by now I've sorted through my bits box and I've knocked a few custom bits out. I've just kind of gone off the boil. Like, I don't know if it's since COVID, like I've got commissions I need to finish off, but I've got shit that's mine that I need to paint that I've just gone, can't be arsed. I've almost gone off the boil a little bit with some of it. It weren't so bad at the weekend because I rearranged my display cases and I was like, I do really like messing about with them and posing them up and taking photos and stuff. But yeah, I need to slow down a bit and try and focus a bit more on certain lines. Like, I'll always collect Star Wars, so Star Wars is always a winner. But it's the other lines. Like, I'd like some more indie stuff, but not like another 20 versions of indie. I'd like a short round, and I'd like a few of the bad guys and stuff like that. To kind of flesh it out a bit, and kind of like like the one and done figures where you kind of go, I really like that, but it doesn't really go with anything. So like I really like the Solo Story Han. Doesn't go with anything unless I spend another couple of £100 and get another Chewbacca.
Get another Chewie, and you don't. You only want the New Hope one because the other one's shit. And
unless I started modding the muzzle and stuff, but I just can't be arsed with it, and I'd only be buying it to pair with that. And I've said before, the problem with these cubes is they're great because you can get a lot of figures in, but it doesn't do well if you're going to mix and match. So you'd have these two figures that don't belong to anything in that cube. So it's a bit
cases.
No, these are just bestas. These are just deep bestas. So you can get quite a lot in there. But there's like I've got the Predator. I love that figure. I was tempted to sell it. I went, no, keep it. It's really cool. It sits down there with my Evil Dead stuff and indie. None of it goes. but I've got kind of nowhere else to put it. So I need to go through and really focus on some of the lines that I've got, and also look at some of the custom stuff I've got and go, okay, if I sell it, I'm never getting it back. I've either got to make another one, or I'm just never going to have it again.
Yeah.
So it's a tricky one, but So I don't know. I don't know if you guys have ever thought, do I need to slow down a bit, or what's that trigger point that makes you go, I need to stop or slow down?
Yeah. Well, I think to be honest, it's the usual things, isn't it? It's money and it's space. I solved that a bit by shoving another couple of shelves up behind me, so I made myself a little bit more space for some stuff. But obviously, the money. The last few years, I've gone on a bit of a tear up, and I've spent a lot, and I've bought bits and pieces, and especially Star Wars stuff and some, old side of show bits that I want, like the Gammy Garden bits and pieces. And yeah, I do go through phases because I get to the point I'm like, right, I don't need anything else, and then all of a sudden, this figure just kind of like pops into my head, and it's like I have to have that. I've got to have that, yeah. And there's always something, and even when I say I'm done, there's obviously that's not taken into account any figures that have not yet been announced. So there's always going to be something, no matter how much you try and go, I'm done. There's always going to be something that tempts you back in.
Something that drags you back.
Yeah, and I've got like 10 pre-orders, which for me is massive, because I wouldn't normally pre-order stuff, and that's all things that just like complement what I've got now, and I kind of can work out where I can fit them in, just about. But yeah, it just keeps pulling you back. That's the problem, and obviously, a lot, probably at least 50% of my collection is stuff that I bought second hand or loose or kit bashed or customed, and obviously that's becoming more expensive as well, because you look at the prices that people are charging for parted out stuff now, and I wince at it and think, fucking no, I'm not paying 70 quid for a fucking pair of boots or something. It's so whereas we kind of thrived on that market 5 years ago, 6 years ago, we were buying all the stuff up quite cheap and putting figures together. Even that's kind of gone another level now, and it's but there's always figures that you've really got no interest in picking up, and all of a sudden it comes out, and you're like the Pennywise. I hadn't, I certainly hadn't pre-ordered it. It wasn't really something that was on my radar, and then it came out, and I was like, fuck, that's amazing, and it got me back into watching the films and stuff. So there's always those funny little ones as well. Outside of your kind of your like your core collection, and they tend to be like we've had to discuss. They tend to be the ones that go first, because it doesn't go with anything, but it's cool, and you look at it and go, actually, I don't want to get rid of that, because you know that 2 years down the line you're probably going to rebuy it, and it's going to cost you 20% more than you sold it for. If you've done any custom work to it, then you've got to do that again and all stuff like that. So it's very much in my mind, mostly for the money side, because I always figure I can find room, but it's the money side of things. So about yourself, Shane, how long have you been collecting?
I got my first two, the ones I mentioned earlier on, the Batman and Joker from the Dark Knight in 2008, and then there was like a long period of time where, see, at the time I was kind of like working around the country, and I didn't have like a base, so I didn't know where I was going to be from one year to the next, and they were in the boxes, and I hated the fact that they were in the boxes, because I was like, these things they're not like carded, 3 1/4 inch figures.
No,
they need to be displayed.
They do.
And for me, even like just like, I didn't want to just put them around the place, because again, they're high end, they're high price. And I didn't want to knock them over, get covered in dust. I wanted them in a cabinet. So I did have a vision even back then. And then when I was kind of getting to the stage where I was in the same area for like, more than 1 year, say, I said right now is the time. That was maybe 2019. I started to pick stuff up again then, 2017, 18. And basically, my first display case was the IKEA Millsbo. I still have it downstairs, so there was other stuff downstairs, which is great. It's a nice. I'm not sure if you know it. It's like black. Has a black kind of a metal frame on it, and it's glass. It's actually very nice.
Yeah.
And it's 8 shelves. So it's just, at the moment I took stuff out of that and put them up here, because just even for the YouTube, I like to have all the cubes filled behind me. OCD. Yeah. But it's nice. I have that little, I call this like the fully operational Death Star, and then the Rebel Outpost is downstairs inside the sitting room, like, it's in terms of like I have no figures in my collection that I look at and go, oh, I don't really like that. Because I tend to, like, I know we all collect, but I like the term curate, because it's like, because of space and money, and like I know that, like, I'm lucky to have the one downstairs and this, and it's like there is not any more space for another DTOF.
I was going to say, how would you go about if you suddenly saw a figure? Would you? This is where you kind of might break your one figure per shelf, or would you? If you can't actually get another one in. Then you've got to kind of, you've got a decision.
Well, if you look at the middle one, there's 3. The only shelf that doesn't have, that has more than one is, there's 3 there. It's the 3 different Shore Trooper variants.
Yep.
I have Mando and Boba above that because it works. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I find if you don't use the stands, if I don't use the stands and I get a good pose and make it work, it still looks relatively clean. But if I just start putting 4 on every shelf, even for the lighting, it's just gonna. I don't think personally it would look right.
Yeah.
No.
Short answer would be to, if it doesn't work, rotate. I think Roy Visser on Six Scale Scavengers is a big fan of that rotating. Maybe take 3 or 4 out, box them up, put them upstairs in the storage box in the attic, and then swap out the new ones. I find it keeps it fresh, like. Because you still get to display your figures. Some figures you just want, and I'd rather have like a nice clean display, and it keeps the figures fresh then. Displays, it's not the same thing. You're not going to get bored of it. You'll swap out the figures. You probably repose them with a different accessory, and it's like almost a brand new display again. So I really like that. Do you know what I mean?
So how many would you say you've got some in storage that aren't on display, have you?
Nope, at the moment
you haven't at the moment,
display.
but you would. That's something you would kind of look into if you found that you wanted more figures, but you couldn't add the space. Yeah.
Like at the moment, there is all of these are full. There's 20, 22, 23, 24. So there's 24 here, and I'm happy enough with the way it looks. It's still nice and clean. I have 3 floating shelves here. They're essentially they're going to be for quarter scale. I hung those floating shelves specifically for quarter scale.
Nice.
At the moment, I have a upgraded Spider-Man suit on top of the drone, on top of the Mysterio's drone on one, and then below him I have Mysterio. It looks nice now. I did a collection tour video just during the week, my first one. So it's only about 6 or 7 minutes long. It's short and sweet.
Check it out.
I'll have a look.
You should check it out. You'll see it goes through everything, and but the quarter scale Mark III is there. So my vision for those 3 floating shelves is, I have the Dark Knight from the Dark Knight trilogy quarter scale on order, and then so that'll be 1 Marvel, 1 DC, and I'm looking to get 1 maybe like a Vader, some iconic Star Wars one. So from the 3 big IPs. So the plan really is, I suppose curate is, I really refine. I don't need everything. I'm not a completionist. For example, when it comes to Star Wars, I'm interested in the original trilogy, Rogue One, The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I will not collect the sequels because I didn't like them. The only prequels figure is the Cody because it's amazing. I really don't collect the prequels either, because maybe aspects I did like, and I might pick and choose. Like if I got a nice Maul the episode
Yeah,
1.
it's funny because I always had a hard and fast rule, nothing other than original trilogy. And then when I started making the sabers, I kind of put a little annex in it and said, as long as they're Jedis, then that's prequels fine. Sequels, no, you can still fuck off, but prequels.
But
so I've got collect. Yeah.
There's certain things I won't collect because it's not that it's bad. Like I know if I played that PS4 or I think it's PS4, the Spider-Man game, I know I'd love it, even though I'm not a gamer. But I will not collect them. It's just like it's easier for me to compartmentalize that and go, I am going to mire it off from the far. It's not what I'm collecting. I'm working my way through Clone Wars. I know by the end of it, I will see exactly. I love Ahsoka from The Mandalorian. That's on order. But I will not order any Clone Wars or Ahsoka from the animated show, because it's easier for me to go, this will be better for space, it's better for my wallet. Even though I know that when I work my way through it, I will love the Clone Wars. But it's just that discipline. I think I'm disciplined. That's the point I'm trying to make.
And you can say, I love that show, but I don't feel the need to have, something representing that on display. Or you might just be happy buying a Black Series figure and having that on your desk or something, and that's like, that's scratch that itch kind of thing.
And if I run out of space, I'll start to rotate.
What's bad for me is broken and incomplete figures that people sell.
They're too much of a temptation.
I'm a magpie. Someone goes, I've got this clone trooper with like no shin armor or like feet. I'm like, I can print feet and shin armor. I'll have that. And then I get a whole trooper out of it, but it's then like, did I really want that? Or here's a Yoda with like smashed legs. I can fix that, so I get a Yoda. Like that's my problem. And whereas I used to do that and things wouldn't cost as much, they're now getting broken figures. I'm picking up for the same price I used to buy full complete figures for. So even then I have to kind of rein it in a bit, because there's stuff I see where I go, that's dirt cheap because it's missing a few bits. I can print those bits, or I can cobble something together, and I have to kind of go, no, you only want it because it's cheap or because it's a little project. Like it's not because you really want it and you're going to display it. It's just it is what it is, So that's my problem.
It's important to have an angle or some sort of a vision, because otherwise I know I get out of hand. Like definitely, like I'm glad I'm not a completionist. I don't need everything.
I tell you, do you know you said when you with the 85 you're a battle damage. You like battle damage, right? For the love of God, never buy a Dremel. Never buy a Dremel. Because as soon as you start to learn how to use one of them, you're like, I could battle damage one of them. I could battle damage one. And before you know it, you're buying duplicates and Dremeling the shit out of stuff to get your battle damage look, and putting black washes on everything.
Yeah. Picking up multiples, because then some of them can be the battle damage ones.
Yeah.
So when you when you say completist, do you mean like in terms of completing
Lines.
a line, like a Hot Toys line? Yeah, because obviously,
if someone
like
says
the Rogue One line or something like that,
the Mandalorian or the Rogue One, like
I mean they're just like, especially the Mandalorian, they've just gone crazy, and Boba Fett as well. I think
cash cow.
I think it's I think how I say I'm a completist, I'm not interested. I don't collect lines as such. Like I don't feel the need to own every single Hot Toys Star Wars figure from the original trilogy. But in my head, I've got a Star Wars Empire and a Return of the Jedi, and I'm completist in the fact that I've got a vision of which figures, which representations of those characters from those films I want, and I will pursue those figures until I've gone, right, I've got all the ones I wanted for Jedi, tick, complete. So it's not, and that's a mixture of Sideshow, Hot Toys, customs, bits and pieces. So that's kind of my thing.
But that's
where
different.
I'm like,
you have a vision and direction for your collection there. It's not like you're going, oh, this is the Mandalorian 6 scale. Well, I've got the other ones. I need them all.
Yeah.
That's a slippery slope, I think.
Definitely. That's kind of...
Where you're describing it is you have a vision and direction for it.
Yeah, and that may be added to. There may be something that I've never really had anything in. Once I've kind of got like what I think's the last piece, and I bet actually I could fit another one in there, and you kind of cast the net out a little bit wider. So there's always ways that it comes back.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I probably make it sound like I'm clinical constantly. Like I know I am pragmatic by nature, but I do impulse from time to time, definitely, because it's fun. Like like the enemy, those who we should not name over there, the Hong Kong resellers we were talking about earlier on. They got me with the Iron Patriot. It's pretty colours, and it was $230. It was half price, and I was like, I have some points with them as well. It's a beast of a thing, and and I had no intention of getting a rocket, but I was like, do you know what would look lovely on the shoulder of that? And I did it, and it felt good.
No, that's the thing. That is the rabbit hole, isn't it? It's like, well, I've got this. I've got this for a good price. But now I need to get this figure with it, and you would never have dreamt of having either a week
Justified.
ago. And it's good, and that's part of the fun. But obviously, you can't, as you say, you can't do it all the time. It's
no.
It's
I'm looking forward to getting that in the shelf there with Rocket on him, shouting.
Yeah.
He's
So
shouting constantly.
how fluid has your collection been? Because like myself and Ian, we have a lot of figures passed through our collections, and we've sold a lot and everything. I've probably sold twice as many figures as what I currently own. Because I've just gone through so many iterations of what the Marvel, the DC. They're all gone now, and so have you sold a lot of figures, or yours
I've
fairly?
only sold 4.
Okay.
And the reason I sold them was because I would get better versions. I believe I'm going to get better versions of them all again. Like I said, the first 2 were that Joker, which was just a basic straight up and down Joker, no real accessories, and the Batman from the Dark Knight with the original Batman Begins suit. I sold the 2 of them. I really liked both of them, but I was like, I think better versions of these are going to come along. The Joker, I do think that's going to come along. I know they have re-released that First Night Out version of Batman. I actually think the one I sold was better than that. And I worked backwards for the DX02, and I overpaid for it. And when I got it, I thought it was basically a statue. It's so disappointing, because the DX02, that the Batman suit from the Dark Knight, the one where he gets the upgrade when he can turn his neck. I really like that scene.
with the sonar.
That scene for me was like, is this like a Jason Bourne film, or a Bond film, or a Batman film? I just thought that was class. I loved everything about it, and the thought, and his alibi, and how they're going to get in and out, how he's going to get back. I loved that, the skydive and the backpack. Anyway, I got that figure. It was basically a statue. I should have listened to every review who told me not to get it. The ankles were broken. I eventually sold it on, took a loss in it, but because I saw the DX19, I was like, right, that's the one to get with the Batpod. That's done, and the quarter scale is more than likely going to be posed with the sonar eyes, the backpack, and the sticky bomb gun up here in the high shelf. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I sold those 2. Those 3, the 2 Batmans and the Dark Knight and the Joker, for the simple reason that I do believe I'm going to get superior in the long run versions of them. The DX19, that's already coming. I do think Queen now with that Joker, that could be the one. And I'll hold out on the Batman Begins, because after seeing Dean Knight's review of that pre-order, that Batman Begins, the kind of triangular pegs on that Batman Begins suit, they are in the wrong place, and now I can't unsee it. The way he broke it down, I was like, he's right on this. So I'm just going to put that one in the long finger. But the DX19 will come in. Hopefully a 6-scale Joker from either Hot Toys 3.0 or the Queen. I did sell the Black Panther from the movie. I sold it. It didn't fit in my collection, and I was kind of half thinking, they're going to re-release this again. And it was at a time, it was actually after his death, and I'll be honest with this now, the prices were skyrocketing. And I know that there was a lot of controversy, and I at the time I was offered about 3 times what I paid for it, and I didn't sell it. I was like, no, I'm letting this sit. Because I'd intend to sell it anyway, and then the tragedy happened, rest in peace. And I was like, I didn't feel comfortable selling it.
Cashing in on
at the time. I was like, this is because I know that the enemy, we all know what they did. Like, and I was like, right, I'm not doing that. And I was contacted by a seller anyway, and we came to an agreement, and it was very reasonable, like, you know, that I got rid of it for. But I kind of, it might have been a bad call. Like, I don't know, I don't know. It was probably one of those figures that was like, I think it was the head sculpt wasn't. I don't think it did it justice, and I'd originally wanted to pose it up with the UV, and it didn't fit in the detail. So there's multiple reasons, but they're the only 4 that I've got rid of.
Yeah, that's quite cool, and I kind of like. I admire your ability to kind of offload a figure without having a direct replacement for it, and going, well, I'm happy, I'm getting that figure in 2 years' time. Whereas for me, I'd be like, well, I need to keep that figure because I want that figure in the display. But obviously, you know, in terms of the money you're getting for it, you're probably maximising what you're getting, because you're not suddenly being the price of that one dropping because the new one's hit, kind of a thing.
Yeah,
but
that
yeah,
being
I
said,
think. Yeah.
That being said, it wasn't just like, it was definitely not like a financial decision, because the DX02 I made a big loss on. The Black Panther I definitely could have pushed for and capitalised on that. I just wouldn't feel right with that. I'd rather went to a good collector, and you know, it was basically the price it was going for before he passed away, which I thought that was a reasonable price without taking the piss. The other 2, like, they weren't like. I do think there's better versions out there. That's the point I'm trying to make. So it wasn't really financial. Yes. I'll give you a
I just meant that obviously, you know, just as an offshoot, you probably would get slightly more, because there's people like me who would go, well, I need to have that figure on the shelf until the day I get the new one. You know.
I get you.
Yeah, that's like, what I'm. Yeah.
If you can see, that's the Sideshow exclusive Hot Toys diecast March 6 with the stand and everything. That was my first Iron Man. Like, I've told my girlfriend, if the terrible thing ever happens that the house goes on fire and I'm not there, that's what I want you to bring out. Like, now, touch wood that never happens. That's obviously a horrible thing to happen, but that's the one. If I had to pick one, if I could only pick one, that's coming with me. I do think they're going to reissue it. I could sell that on eBay now. The prices, even for the used ones that are opened, as in opened, used, whatever you want to call it, they're going for crazy prices. But then it wouldn't be on my shelf for like how long?
The 6. That's the one where it's kind of, that is the big one now. You know, it goes through different iterations. It was the 47, then it was the 46, and then the 7, and now it's the 6. And the 6 is a lovely suit. You know, it is a good one. But it's funny. But
it'll be reissued, like. But again, that never bothers me. Like, it's at the end of the day, it's like, I could sell it fine, and maybe you don't get. Let's say you get €800 for it. Okay, great. But that's the price you're getting. But what about the value that you miss from looking at that every day?
Exactly.
It's you can't put a price in that. The price is what you pay. The value is what you get.
And you could, you might be able to go and buy 3 figures for that, but then you'd be looking at them going, yeah, I still really wish I had the Iron Man.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so it's just, there's something about it.
Well, I mean, we've all sold figures on a whim to kind of get something else, and then look to what you've got and gone, fucking should have done that. Shouldn't have done that. I've done it loads. Here.
Sorry, there's Badfish 5447. Is the Dark Knight Rises Batman a good figure? Well, the Dark Knight Rises one, it was actually from the Dark Knight. It was the DX02. I have to say no.
Because it was the
DX12. I had the DX02, and I modded the crap out of it. And you can do all the mods you can do with the DX12 on that. And once you've done those, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I've heard that.
But straight out the box, it's got a massive neck. It's really fucking tall. It's really giraffe necked and not that great. But if you spend a bit of, depends how inclined you are. Like, if you don't mind just getting a figure and ripping it to bits, you can make it look really good. But it does take a lot of work. Like a lot of work.
I had the DX12. I think that was like my 3rd figure. I think my first figure was the DX05. Then I got the 89. And then I got the Dark Knight Rises one. And it was an okay figure. I quite liked it. I had it for quite a while and it was good. And I I used the head sculpt for Bruce Wayne and stuff. But I think it's quite small, isn't it? It's a bit underscale compared to the reissue one.
So I've had the MMS Dark Knight. I've got the Begins. I had the DX02. I've had the DX12, and I've had the Armory. And between the Armory and the DX12, they're probably your two best ones. But it's just the Armory just pips it just because it's got the better head sculpt. The rest of it is exactly the same.
And do you think the DX19 will trump all of them, or not?
Yeah, I think so, purely because it's newer.
Yeah, so I think if you haven't got one now, just order that one and wait.
Yeah. So
that's ordered. Yeah,
I sold my DX12 and just kept my Tony May cape back from it because I've got that's the 10th one I've got on pre-order is the DX19 because I was like because I like Batman. I've got a decent Batman collection and I was like I need that one.
That one here with the Batpod is going on the desk, as in right here. So on the off chance I ever actually do any work in this room, it'll be right there.
Yeah.
with the gun.
Do you know I am a bit of a magpie? I buy broken shit. I got a broken Batman Begins, and I literally took the body out of it, put a Feist on it, got a custom head designed and printed it, and done it up. But like, I really like the Begins suit. The Begins suit is my favourite. I much prefer it to the 19, but I thought at the time when there was pre-orders up for both, I was like, actually, there's this one that's knackered on eBay, and part of the enjoyment was doing it up. But the 19, I fully expect to get that and do the mods that I did on the 12 on that, because I've already straight away looked at it and gone, the gloves have the weird clips on that he doesn't have. The gauntlets need the gauntlets have the elbow pads attached instead of being on the elbows, and the shoulder armour just needs crimping in and stuff like that. So I fully expect to get it and then to be arsing about with it straight away, because I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's purely because the fact it's newer and it'll have better materials is it's going to be better than the 12. And I think the sculpt with the updated paint as well looks better.
I'm really excited about that. There's that and the I'm excited about basically all the pre-orders that I've done, but I'm very excited by that and the Snowspeeder Luke.
Yeah.
I just that's gonna just stand out on the shelf. Like, it's just cool.
Yeah, the Snowspeeder Luke's the one I'm probably looking forward to the most. I'm tempted to cancel my animated Obi-Wan and Anakin and just transfer the money over to my Snowspeeder Luke, because I've already paid off Obi-Wan. So I could just cancel it and go chuck it straight on.
Has it been delayed as well? Probably has it.
Yeah, they were meant to be out.
You get your MLB as well. Yeah,
so they were meant to be. Oh, Django Fett, I've got on pre-order as well. So they were meant to be out February, but nothing. So I want Django. I definitely don't want to cancel Django and Snowspeeder Luke, and they're the ones that are coming out kind of imminently that I want.
There was a few of them that got cancelled, wasn't there? Like, but Ahsoka wasn't on the list. It was probably a good sign for people looking forward to Ahsoka. I think people are starting to get notifications from Sideshow.
Yeah, for the Clone Wars one, definitely people are getting their it's coming in our warehouse in the next 3 days, kind of thing. So
we should be into the window for Snowspeeder Luke, because I think he's down as Q2 2022, isn't he? Q2, Q3. So it should be.
So they've started taking my. I've had 2 months of flex payment, so I've got one more, and then it should be about right. But they'll take my money and fucking keep it for months.
I really hope that the weathering on the helmet is as good as the prototype images, because that just screams like just Rebel Alliance original trilogy, rustic. It's been through the mills, ragtag, it just looks cool. Like, I just love weathering and love battle damage. I hope that helmet is just on point. Like, I'm really looking forward to it. It's probably the one I'm looking forward to the most this year. Yeah, it's deadly. It's deadly looking anyway. So
yeah. So look, let's have a look at Custom Corner, and surprise, surprise, more Batman stuff.
Custom Corner.
So we mentioned this before.
Yeah.
Jazzink's Batmobile. This is his version, which is, as far as I'm concerned, looks way better than the Hot Toys arse end one we've seen.
Well, yeah, not a lot to go on, but
yeah, we're not comparing apples to apples really, because we've not seen much of the other one. But I mean, he is very good at what he does. So this deserved a shout out and a mention in Custom Corner because it is nice.
And the thing that has got, which the Hot Toys one definitely won't have, is he's got he's venting smoke out the back there. So he's saying there's going to be a little reservoir that you can fill up, and it kind of blasts out the the like red and blue smoke.
So
it looks really cool.
My boy has for Christmas he got this Minecraft Ender Dragon, and you do the same thing. You fill up this little chamber.
Okay.
And you press this button and it breathes smoke, and there's a couple of LEDs in there that colour the smoke.
Yeah.
It's one of the coolest things he's ever got, and it works really well. I think it's because what it's doing is it's not steam, it's vapour. It's firing the water out as vapour as opposed to steam.
Yeah, and you just fill up the little reservoir and
so it's a really good idea.
The V8 sound and stuff. So it does look cool. So this was all like the talk of the town, and then obviously the Hot Toys announcement came, and it kind of pulled the rug out from underneath really. And then some people have said don't like the weathering that Yoast has done, and said, well, when did it drive through mud and stuff like that? But it was constantly raining, wasn't it? So I like it. I think it's good. It looks cool, and like to my mind, I figured that he'd got the sole 1/6 Batmobile license, but clearly not. So it's going to be take your choice, pay your money, and hope that the one you've gone for is the one that you're happy with. But they're saying that maybe you should go with the weathered one. Yeah, or maybe he'll just do the weathered one now. Because Hot Toys don't really do weathering, do they? They might have a few scratches and stuff on it, but
a sprinkle is what they do.
Exactly. Yeah, a sprinkle. So I think it looks really cool, and I'm the lucky owner of Jazzink's Millennium Falcon cockpit, and it's fantastic. So his work's brilliant, and I hope that this doesn't kind of end up
hamper proceedings.
Yeah, exactly. So, but as I say, we clearly he although he has a contract with Warner Brothers, he obviously doesn't know who else they're offering stuff out to until they release their picture, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So
it sucks.
It does. The
DeLorean as well. He was considering going for the DeLorean, and he released a statement saying, So
he
that's
said, but not
in
if
the
Hot
same
Toys.
month, basically.
Yeah, because he was talking about doing like a conversion kit, wasn't he? For the so
the 89 Batwing. I'm looking at those photos. Way too much.
It's huge. It's huge.
So
it's like nearly 2 meters across, isn't it? It's huge.
How do you display it? Where do you put it? So
you got to mount it. You got to wall mount it, but that's a whole lot of wall, isn't it? Because he's going to sell it with a wall mount thing. But exactly. So
heavy, I'd say too. This looks great.
His stuff's good. I've got the my Emperor's sitting on the Jazzink throne, and it is solid. Like it's a solid piece of porcelain. Like it's fucking heavy. But it's well painted. The proportions are decent, so he's not like he's sitting on a baby chair like the Hot Toys one. He just does generally very good stuff. Like I can't fault it.
Yeah, Badger's got a good point there. The clearance on that front wheel is so tight. I wonder will Hot Toys be that close? So that might be the difference. That Hot Toys is going to be 80% there, and you're happy with the price, and but if you want to go that extra level and you want the the precision and the absolute accuracy, then maybe you go with Yoast, or you see what Queen's doing. So I think, there's going to be definite choices, price levels, things like that, and hopefully there'll be something for everyone.
Yeah. So look, while we're on Batman, we should probably talk about the film, as we've hinted. So look, we're gonna everyone fair warning. There's going to be some spoilers. Okay, I can't not talk about this film in a spoiler-free context because of how fucking good it was.
Get out.
Yeah, so
I'm going to put the spoilers thing on. Is it on there? Have we got one?
If you haven't, the banner?
Yeah.
I've done it. It's there at the bottom.
Oh, you've done it already. Okay.
Yeah.
We've not got a scrolly one.
It's been taken off, I think.
Okay, fair enough. That's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Yeah. I must admit, I was expecting it to scroll as well, but it's clearly not there anymore.
No, just leave it on there. Leave it on there. Then we're covered then.
So I saw this last night. I purposely hadn't seen a lot of trailers, hadn't seen that much about it, and I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. For a simple reason why, they didn't tell me how his mum and dad died. I didn't see his mum and dad get shot, which was fantastic. Like, I've seen it thousands of times. I didn't have to see him become Batman. He's just Batman. He's just doing what he does.
No training montage or...
Yeah, there was none of that, like, I'm such a rich, handsome millionaire and I'm going to go to Nepal and train with Liam Neeson. There was none of that. Yeah. It was just straight out, boom. It's Batman. Yeah. It's what I thought was nice was you knew he was early on in his career. You knew that he hadn't been Batman for ages. I like the little nod with the diary where it's got year 2, and he's going through making notes as what he's done right and what he's done wrong. The fact he just smashes into shit as well, and he's not the acrobatic, smooth Batman that we've seen in other things, like when he's gliding and he just like wipes out and shit like that. Fantastic. And
I like the fact that he works with Gordon and the rest of the the police force are very against it. What's he doing here? Blah blah blah. So he's he's not just this vigilante. He's actually trying to help the police, and he's bringing his detective skills and all that kind of thing. And I really like that.
Which mirrors a lot of the early comics and not like the year 1 stuff where they don't want. It's a vigilante. They don't want to work with him. And by the end of the film, because of everything he's done, he's now kind of more accepted. But the only thing is when I eventually get it, I'm turning the brightness up.
Yeah, see, Badfish has got here. I loved how most of the movie took place at night, barely in the daylight, and that's what I was going to say. And the film it reminded me of, not in the same way that it's quite graphic. It's a 15, there's murders and stuff. It felt like 7 because that film is pretty much all at night, and it had that like real intensity, like the Zodiac style Riddler. Like he was really quite dark, wasn't he? I just loved it. I thought it was great, and I'm looking forward to watching it on my projector in 4K, because as much as the cinema was good and the sound was good, like I didn't think that it was the best screen, and it was a bit washed out, and obviously like because it's all in the dark, you can't like you miss stuff, you don't see all the details. So I'm very much looking forward to watching it at home, again. But I loved it. I loved the voiceovers. I loved the whole atmosphere of it, and it whizzed by for 9 on 3 hours.
There's a couple of bits that I thought was fucking ridiculous. Like, why does everyone in the film have to talk like they're Batman? Everyone, including Jim Gordon, everyone. It turns out if you're in Gotham, you have to have that gravelly voice. And I was like, why is Jim Gordon pretending he's Batman?
To be fair, though, he does.
Why are
that
people
is his
still
voice.
living in Gotham City?
Exactly. Yeah. Why have people gone?
Move, man.
Fuck this. Yeah, exactly. Why have none of them gone? Nah, not for me.
Yeah.
I liked the little nods to the Joker in the second cell. That was really good. I didn't expect that. But I liked the little contact lenses and stuff where you can go back and watch everything. So all of that was very good. I like the way it was shot. Like I said before, the score was fantastic.
Yeah.
And for a 3-hour film, loved it. It didn't feel like a 3-hour film.
Yeah. So what do you think, Shane? I know you've seen it, and you said you're going to go and see it again tomorrow. Is that right?
Yeah. First of all, I really liked it. I definitely wouldn't. I'll probably go to see it. I'm going to see it tomorrow as well. And my mate wants to go see it like next weekend or whatever. So I'll probably see it a third time as well. I've always been a Batman fan since being a kid. When I was Saturday mornings, it was my earliest memories. That 1966 Batman, or the Adam West and everything, and the Bam and the Pow and stuff. Batman '89 was the first film I ever really loved. Like I was like, this is. There was something
the hype for that film was unreal, wasn't it? And
I was I was like 6, but I still understood it was like this is a film that my mum and dad are going to watch. This is a film for adults. You know me, and I didn't get the context until older, and I rewatched it, and I still love that film. But I the Dark Knight trilogy is it for me. Like Bale is my Batman. I know it's like it's a very divisive thing, but with all that being said, I did love this. I think it's a strong film. It's a thriller, and Batman happens to star in it. I saw a lot of people throwing Seven around the place and drawing comparisons to Zodiac. Definitely, probably from the detective point of view. Love that. I love the way he moved. He moves quick. He's fast. He doesn't put his punches quick. I thought Zoe Kravitz was excellent. I really like Jim Gordon. I love the way. What I loved was, I'll give you a perfect example. Sometimes when you take things from a comic book and plonk it on the screen, it does not work. But some of the scenes, it looked like I was watching a comic book frame, like the Times Square looking thing. Yep. I thought that was class. The scene where he goes into the Iceberg Lounge first, how fast he's moving. Love the choreography. Cool. I really like the wingsuit scene, and I know like people would say like if he actually did that, he'd die. The most unbelievable part about Batman is the fact that he is a handsome billionaire and he chooses his life to do this instead of going and dating movie models and stuff. And plus, when he did eventually got absolutely clattered with the wingsuit scene, I winced. I actually kind of went, few negative points. I don't think Batman and Catwoman should kiss, and I can't take it seriously. I didn't take it seriously in The Dark Knight Rises. I couldn't really take it seriously here. And this one, people aren't going to like what I'm saying now, but I didn't think Paul Dano was that good. I know it's a very unpopular opinion, but certain things he said, I was kind of like, it just didn't sit right with me, but it's just my opinion. So, but all in all,
I think the Penguin fell a bit flat for me.
I can't say anything bad about him. He's Irish, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's unrecognisable as Colin Farrell. If you didn't know, so my mate was like, he didn't know, and his name came up at the end. He's like, Colin Farrell. Who was he in now? So it's Penguin. But I think I don't know. They didn't give any explanations to why he was called the Penguin, did they? And I know that all these like clubs were all like, about cold names and bits and pieces. Like
but that was Falcone's club though, weren't it? Because he was the second. He was a lieutenant. He was a second in command kind of thing for Falcone in this, which I thought was quite interesting. That he just wasn't automatically like the big bad. He's Falcone dies, he steps in. But yeah, you're right. They didn't really explain why he. But I like that. I like the fact these are established characters. They're not going to waste any time telling you why he's called the Penguin. He's an ugly cunt. That's why he's called the Penguin. Like they just, they didn't waste any time with that. I think the only bit I flinched at, where I was a bit like, that looks a bit ropey, was actually in the wingsuit scene where he's going along, and all of a sudden there's like the camera's there in his face, and he's like. I was like, no, we don't need that. We don't need that.
Do you ever watch the Red Bull wingsuit footage when they have the GoPro? It looked very like that. It actually looked.
But I get that because they jump with a GoPro.
Yeah.
Batman did not have a GoPro strapped to his head, so I was like, I don't need to see him gurning at the camera while he's because it just looked. It really took me out of it because everything else was like dark and gritty, and then this was just like because it looked so fake. I was like, oh no, I don't like that. But when it was shots of him actually in the wingsuit and he's actually flying, I thought, yeah, fine, not a problem. That looked great. It was just the close-up shots of his head. I think because of the way the cowl is as well, it really highlights his jaw. So it was like, here's some footage of him flying, gurning for a bit. Yeah. But I generally can't wait for it to come out on Blu-ray, and it will be one that I get.
Yeah.
And just on the Paul Dano thing there, I really, really liked the actual design of the suit, and I really thought like some of the scenes where he does murder and stuff were creepy and done well.
Yeah.
And
it was very much like Saw, wasn't it? Like
I
his
think
little
Badfish 5447 here was saying he felt Paul was good until the jail scene. I think that sums it up. I think it was just that jail scene. It took me out of it a bit, I suppose.
Yeah,
Whereas
and that was just an
excuse
to have the Joker in the cell next to him, really, wasn't it? And
yeah.
So
maybe that was it. Yeah.
He's come out in an interview and he said like he found it really hard to sleep after playing the Riddler and stuff. What I want is it would be really nice if someone just went, "Yep, I played a character. It was I did it, and then I'm fine after." No one has to be. No, it doesn't make me appreciate the character or him as an actor anymore. If he's suddenly going, "Oh, it was so traumatic. I played a character. I played a bit of make believe, and I got paid millions of pounds. And oh my god, I'm so scarred because of it." You're an actor. You did your job. You got paid. Like let's not be a knob.
Which one's a better story that grabs more headlines, though?
Exactly. That's the thing. That's the thing.
100%, yeah, 100%.
But yeah, it's probably one of my favourite Batman films.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's a great film. It's a great film.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, really good.
Really
So
looking
go and
forward
see
to
it if you
tomorrow,
haven't. Yep.
So I think we can remove the spoiler banner.
Yeah.
Because. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about this. The Batman sequel.
Yeah. Steve chucked this in, so they're hinting at some sort of announcement on Friday, which, unsurprisingly, seeing as it's doing so well at the box office, that
I'd be amazed if they didn't.
Sequel coming. I'd be
absolutely amazed if they.
Well, and surely that the scene with Joker at the end is, it's
there
obvious,
for a reason.
Isn't it? Yeah, exactly.
It's there for
a reason. Yeah. So.
Yeah,
but that's cool, and we'll have more of that, definitely.
100%.
Definitely.
100%. Now this I'm very much looking forward to. We got a new trailer, and we got some set photos for Obi-Wan. The only bit I didn't like was the Inquisitor. The way he looked with his grape head was not for me. But the rest of it looks really good. The trailer I absolutely loved. I'm so hyped for this. So hyped.
Yeah. Looks cool.
What I will say though was Tatooine. I'm surprised he's managed to get a bottle of Just for Men out there because he says like a complete. I was expecting a bit more grey. Not. He's done well. Let's put it that way. He's come up okay. But I'm looking forward to the Inquisitors in general, apart from Grapehead.
It depends, doesn't it? Because obviously it's like the image of Luke you see in the trailer. He's what, maybe 7, 8. So there's only going to be 6 or 7 years after Revenge of the Sith. So I can forgive them. Obviously making sure his hair's not too white. But it does look really cool. We debated whether or not to show the trailer on the show, and apparently if we did, then Facebook would take the video down and bits and pieces. So we thought, it's easy enough to go and watch it. So we put some of the stills in. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this. I think Obi-Wan's one of my favourite characters, and I think Ewan McGregor did a great job as, in the prequels. So yeah, it's a shame we don't. I mean, it's a tease. You see more of the other characters than you do of Obi-Wan, and you don't see him with his lightsaber or anything like that. So obviously, it's good that they're saving the good stuff.
Yeah, and if I'm honest, like people have said about Vader, and there's been a couple of stills of Vader, and I think we are going to see. I think we are going to see Vader in it, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think all he's going to be doing is directing a load of the Inquisitors. I don't think we're going to be seeing him do much else.
No, and I think that's right. I don't think because that's not kind of what we believe to have happened. So yeah, it's gonna be good.
What you got there, Shane? It's vibrating.
Is it still?
Oh, there you go. Stop now.
Oh, sorry. That was pardon. So that was my fault. I had to switch out. My Mac was about to die. I had to switch out.
Fair enough.
Right. Okay.
No, it's fine.
No.
But it's fine because I muted you anyway. It just didn't work. I was like, what? I was like, what is this trickery? What's going on?
It's the Force, man.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, it's fine. But have you seen the Obi-Wan trailer?
Oh yeah. I saw it there last night. Yeah, it looks great. I am looking forward to it. I'm kind of cautiously optimistic after the Book of Boba Fett. Obviously, love the Mandalorian. Love Boba Fett. There was great episodes in it, but it's the same thing that a lot of people are saying. Some of the best episodes he wasn't in.
Exactly.
I did say to some friends, I was like, oh look, they can't mess up Boba Fett. They're not going to mess that up.
Yeah.
And now I don't feel like I want to say, oh, they're not going to mess up Obi-Wan. I really hope they don't. I'd imagine just from the trailer, it looks like there's more budget gone into it or something. And plus, it is like Ewan McGregor, and he's like beloved.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
the trailer looks good. I really hope it delivers.
Problem is, I can't see Obi-Wan actually doing much. Because he can't. He's hiding from the Empire.
Yeah,
he can't. If you what's a shame. What's a shame is the Obi-Wan book is really good. It's not canon anymore, but it's really, really good. If you ever get a chance to read it because it is fantastic. There's a load of stuff with Tusken Raiders, which obviously they're not going to do again because they've only just done that with Boba.
Yeah.
But I just can't see. If he's meant to be hiding and the Inquisitors are there on Tatooine, unless he manages to wipe out every Inquisitor going without anyone ever seeing or even hearing of him, because he doesn't. Because let's be honest, he doesn't even change his name. He changes his first name, not his last name.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like someone. It's not like reports going to get back to the Empire. Someone called Ben Kenobi just wiped out a load of Inquisitors. And Vader's going to go, oh, that's fine because we're looking for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah. Could possibly be the same guy.
Kenobi could be like Smith on Tatooine or something like.
It's very common, very very common.
No, they had to be very careful. That's what will be the criticism if they're a bit sort of lapse with that nobody knew he was there for that whole for the whole time.
It wouldn't surprise me if we see a lot more of like Owen Lars and people like that than we do Obi-Wan. I think Obi-Wan will always be there, but I don't think he's going to be leaping about like he did in the first 3 films.
No.
So yeah, I think because like you said, it's the continuity. I think people are very protective of that, and I don't think they're gonna go and do anything too wild.
I hope
to
not.
mess with a new, because if you mess with A New Hope,
oh man,
you'll have riots.
Yeah, definitely, and that would annoy me, because I think Rogue One was very careful to, not, to time
Rogue
very
One.
nicely, and they didn't kind of, but whereas this, I'm not sure. I'm confident with it because Ewan McGregor's fantastic, and I'm looking forward to him reprising the role. But the Disney factor's a little bit, you're never quite sure now whether they'll sacrifice something in terms of being able to sell some merchandise or.
I mean, the thing is, you can't even really go by their names, by the name of anything. Like Book of Boba Fett, I as soon as they announced that, I was like, okay, it's going to be a load of Boba Fett focused stories where he's either like floating in a bacta tank thinking about like when he was a bounty hunter, or there's going to be something happening in the present that's connected to something when he was a bounty hunter, and we're going to see loads of cool Boba Fett stuff. And then we saw him in a bacta tank.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
I never saw him reading any books either.
No, exactly.
Disappointed me.
Exactly. So.
So let's say we're cautiously optimistic. So yeah.
I'm going to watch it. I'm going to completely fucking devour it. So at this point,
you have to ask yourself like the most important question of all: in Obi-Wan Kenobi, will there be unnecessary spins? I'm all about the unnecessary spins.
I think Obi-Wan's going to be him weaning himself off of spins. He's going to be like some kind of like meth addict.
Do you know
which
what?
is like, I need to spin, man.
What would make the Obi-Wan Kenobi amazing? If he goes and finds all those Vespa kids and just slices them right up.
Yeah.
Episode 1 done.
I'll tell you what.
Good luck.
I'll tell you what. It would be amazing if all the Inquisitors ever did to find him was just went, so go, hello there. It's just like, Kenobi, damn it.
Marco Polo.
Yeah. It's like, there he is. Oh, fuck. Hello there. I know who you are.
No, you don't.
Yeah, exactly. It would be an amazing running gag if there was just someone who constantly recognised him because of him saying hello there, and him having to go, oh, for fuck's sake, I've done it again. It is not. My name is Ben Kenobi.
Yeah.
I'm not the Jedi you're looking for.
That'd be like Monty Python meets Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah, cool. So, go on then, Pete. Take us away with the lovely patrons.
Yes. So, reached that point in the show where we like to thank all of our very generous angels on the Patreons. I'll give you all a shout out. We've got Sean Fear, Ian Seaby, René Mendes, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, Leo Hernandez, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, James Colley, Equan, Chris Valencerina, Ben Thomas, Chris Leddy, David Jones, Sam Gist, Daminator, Joao Breda, Danny Lee, Denny Martin, Stephen Krepp, Big Fern, King Zach, Caesar Mariquin, Mike Cruz, Lisa Martin Bermondsky, Rick De Gregorio, Alvin Jules, John the Everyday Collector, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Owen Asusina, the illustrious Rayner, Alid Morgan, to Catherine, Wah, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Don Maton, Bola Boyd, Jimmy James, Stephen Percher, Sean Yahtzee, Scott Bradley, Stephen Rhys Stanley, Jesse Contreras, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer. Thank you all very much. We do appreciate your support. Helps to keep the lights on and keep us motivated. If you're not currently a Patreon, you fancy joining up, we've got 3 tiers. We've got Sweet Angel, $5 a month gets you a sticker sent straight to your door, as well as access to Oxford After Dark replay. Certified Crispy, $15 a month. Tier includes an official certified Crispy certificate on first pledge, assistance for figure fixes by Zach, and all the benefits of the previous tier. And then the What a Guy, we've finally got the new. We are going with Pogs. Apparently, Zach had never heard of Pogs. And everyone else is like, "What the fuck?" That was huge. So there's a exclusive 6 Pog Deluxe set.
Did he never buy a bag of Watsits?
I know. I don't know that Cheetos had them over there, but Yeah, definitely. I remember them. I had a load of the Star Wars ones. So yeah, you get the deluxe box set. You get doubles all the stickers we send, so you can send one to your friends and your family, and all the benefits of the previous tiers. International postage will above $5 will be charged at cost for the pogs. March Patreon benefits. We've got the Pose Wars Hollow sticker. Pose Wars proving very popular. I think people love to let out their evil streak and throw the banes at people. Pay money to do it as well. But yeah, it's I've been enjoying watching them. They're good shows. So, and then we've finally got the one we've all been waiting for, the Dylan sticker from Dylan from Small Talk, one of the founding fathers of the network. He's been here about as long as us, maybe a bit longer than us. So we love Dylan. So if you want to get his face to stick on somewhere precious, then yeah, exactly. Get in quick, because it'll be gone before you know it.
Yeah, the stickers are like nipple size, so it's quite handy.
Yeah, perfect. And like if you go with Water Guy, you can have one on each. So that's cool. And we also have YouTube channel members. So on the next side, so basically, if you're already a Patreon, you can join that for 99 cents, whatever that is, 70p.
You get fake money in it.
Yeah, you get loyalty badges, you get emojis, bits and pieces, and obviously we'll give you a shout out on here, which I'm about to do in a minute. If you're not a Patreon, you can join the Peanut Gallery for $2.99. Is that a monthly charge? Is it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're into that sort of thing, like no pressure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, exactly. You don't have to pay to watch us. It's optional. No. So YouTube channel members, this is kind of growing quite. We've got some. A couple of guys on here that are joining the Patreon as well. So we've got Mojo Z78, Absolute Irwin, Test Just 1, DK Avenger 702, OMFG Rick, Mike Oxlong, S Beam, Andreas IB, Daminator, Sam Gist, OG Fan, the Penreekers, Beautiful Mark Pearson, Ben Thomas, Justin Harass, Paul Schreiber, Andrew Gibo, CC3PO and Lima Hernandez. So yeah, thanks for that. That's much appreciated as well. What else we got? We got collecting weekly t-shirts. So if you fancy an OFAC t-shirt to wear while you're watching us, or anything else, go to TeePublic and have a look, see what's on there. Let's just drop a link for that. Oops. Come on now. Right, there's the TeePublic link. I'll drop some other links in a minute. What's going on here? Here we go. Right. Yep. So over to you, Ian. Take us through the rest of the network.
Cool. So this is us. This is everything we've got on the CW network. So very quickly, we have Collecting Weekly Live, which is every single week, because they just really don't have anything else to do. We've got After Dark, which is the seedier side of the network. You thought we were bad; they're terrible. Lots of dark web stuff. Really, I advise against it. Collecting Weekly Live Unboxing, where John unboxes anything from his basement, including the corpses of the people he has down there. Obviously, always wears gloves.
He'd have beef with you, Shane, because he'd say that very much the best place for a figure is in the box.
Yeah. He's
in the cupboard.
Everything's in the box,
I've seen
in a cupboard.
John on a few of the streams, right?
Yeah. 60 seconds with John is normally about 2 minutes 30, so it's he's got a lot to say.
Is that Canadian maths?
Yeah. It's Canadian time. It's not proper time like everyone else in the world has. It's Canadian time. So honestly, yeah. But we do like him. It doesn't sound like it, but we actually do love John. So yeah, watch his stuff. He wears white gloves, so it's always worth a laugh.
Black gloves. Come on.
It's black gloves now, is it?
Black gloves, yeah. Black gloves now, yeah, definitely.
They look bigger. You've got Collectors Club. You've got Collectors Club I've no idea what they do. I haven't seen an episode yet, but I'm assuming it's a club for collectors where they put keys in a bowl and then they swap. I don't know. I've not watched it as of yet.
It's the mirror show to In and Outs. So it's statues.
It's out and in,
but it's yeah.
So
Air out,
OFAC,
he's in.
obviously, air out, he's in. So OFAC, us, the jewel in the crown, the height of professionalism, where we have stable internet connections, we change slides on time, and we can do intros without remotely fucking them up. So that's us. We got In and Outs, which is the opposite to Collectors Club, which is statues and lots of cool stuff that we can't afford.
No,
bricks and
no, definitely not. No, we can't afford it.
Oh,
we can't afford
I thought I just completely got the show wrong. But
no. I'm just saying, no, we definitely can't afford what they talk about.
No,
it's bad
no
enough
chance.
trying to buy what we like. Yeah,
no chance. So we got Bricks and Brews, which is them pretending to drink alcohol and playing with Lego. I think it's a way to make themselves seem cooler, but that's generally it. Pose Wars, which is a very cool show where they pose their dollies and toys and then have a competition, which is fantastic. Small Talk, which props to them, it's the smaller scale. We say this every time, like, fuck having to put their show sheet together because that 1/12 scale is like insanity. We got the Ringcast, which is nothing to do with the battered arsehole. It's all to do with Lord of the Rings.
But it was, because you were on the last show, but...
Yeah, exactly. So I now love Lord of the Rings, so I'll go on that whenever I can, because I generally love it. And Live and Let Dice, which is generally a group of virgins rolling dice and making up some kind of Dungeons and Dragons story. And it's Cody's birthday today, so happy birthday, Cody.
Dungeon Master Cody.
I could listen to that man read the phone book. His voice is just boner inspiring. It's fantastic. So yeah, that's our network. If by now you've stuck with that and you thought, I like the sound of any of those shows, you're mentally unwell. Because I've not done a very good job at all of explaining them. But give them a listen. You might enjoy them. And then we have Collecting Weekly Clips, which is where the hosts of the show clip all the funny stuff that's happened and send it over to John. I'll be honest with you, we can never be bothered, so we're never on there. But yeah, have a look. It's a very good...
If you haven't checked it out, the greatest clip of all time, the Don Maton clip, you've got to watch it. I've watched it so many times and it absolutely cracks me up.
I'll have a look. I shall have a look.
That's that you won't. So you won't understand my sort of Sebastian from Little Mermaid French accent for Don Maton. Then it was John. It was John, and it just led to some crazy shit. And it was brilliant. It's brilliant. It's just you got to watch it.
I'll make sure I do.
Yeah,
like I said before we came on, I'm so far behind on catching up with my podcast.
Yeah, it was probably a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, a few weeks ago. But
yeah, so that is pretty much us. We are pretty much done. It's been 3 hours. I think we all want to go to bed at this point. But Shane, thanks for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah,
and you're more than welcome to come on any other time you like. So yeah.
Thanks very much
for joining us. Do you want to just plug your channel one last time?
First of all, thanks very much for if I'm not sure if Zach watching whatever, but if even if you're talking to him, I'd probably be messaging him as well because he put me in contact with you, so I really appreciate that, and really enjoyed the conversation, Pete and Ian. If people want to follow my channel, it's just on YouTube
on the screen
there for you. Focus, and then at Instagram at 16figure focus. So check it out. It might be your type of thing. So yeah, it's pretty much it.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Very active. I know some good conversations going on between people in the chat about their collections and bits and pieces. So good that nice that we maybe inspired some conversation there. So yeah,
it's always good. It's always good that when we're boring, they feel free just to talk amongst themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
At least you facilitate a safe space for people,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like group therapy. So yeah, cool. All right, guys. Well, it's been a pleasure, and we shall see you all on the next time.
Yeah.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
See you now.